The following content are the expressed thoughts, views, ideas, and opinions of the individuals and guests of the Nerds Have Spoken podcast. This podcast may contain adult language and themes not suitable for children under the age of 17. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Please stand by while we wait for the cast of the Nerds Have Spoken podcast. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
How you guys doing? My name's Jason Lowry, and you on the Nerds Have Spoken. I'm here with my partners in crime, Mr. Wolfenstein, Eric B., and New York Mike. How you guys doing today?
So far, so good, big fella. How you
Still
doing?
alive.
Feeling good, brother. Feeling good.
A little bit tired from last night from that long, chat with everybody. Building Gundams and shit. Pretty good.
And
How
shit.
you guys? Yeah, you guys tired at all? Yeah, that too.
I'm good. I got off early. I had to go take care of some other things, but seeing you guys are going late.
Telling people that you're getting off early like that, it's not going to go good for your rep.
I'm gonna let you have that one this week.
Oh no. Oh man.
Oh man. But yeah, man, looks like you guys were having a great time last night, man. Good stuff. Every now and then you just need to get together with your peeps, and while you still have time. Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. How are things in you all's neck of the woods as far as this coronavirus semi-lockdown, full lockdown? What are you guys dealing with?
Well, with me, like they've been shutting down. The other day I went to the bank and the bank was shut down. Looks like my camera went. It'll come back in a second.
They're shutting the cameras down there and everything.
Damn, they're shutting that down too. But yeah, so they turn around and oh come on, I'll just turn my camera off right now. There it goes. But yeah, so they turn around and shut the banks down. Like I was pissed. I couldn't do anything. Like I was I actually got a check sent to me. I want to deposit it, and I was like, well, I'm just going to do electronic deposit. Just do it that way. But I mean, it's weird not seeing kids playing around the neighborhood and stuff right now. It's just strange. How about you guys? What about you, Nork Mike?
Me, pretty much same as this week. Nothing's really changed by me. Everything kind of should hit the fan like a week and a half ago here. So we're just kind of dealing with it. There's going to be some announcements here on Monday, from what I understand. I think we're going to get some. Well, I don't want to speculate because nobody really knows what's going on. But I hear Monday is going to be a very interesting day if you live in the tri-state area. So
I wish you guys luck, man.
By the time this is broadcast, we'll have known 4 days ago, so we'll know.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like Wells is having some technical difficulties for our listeners, but he is going to be joining us a little bit later. Technology permitting. So, Wolf, how's things quarantined to you, buddy?
Well, it's been the same. Unfortunately, we have some symptoms in the house. On Wednesday, my wife was starting to feel pretty crummy. So we took her to the doctor on Thursday, and then she got tested on Friday. We're waiting to hear back. I've been home since Wednesday evening. I haven't gone out. I was considered an essential employee, so I was still working, but that's obviously come to an end. So we're waiting and seeing. We'll see what hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day. But for right now, I'm stuck inside.
Well, Wolf, I just want you to know, to me, you are absolutely 1,000% essential. We will never not need the Wolf.
Yeah, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. We need you, big fella.
Yeah, boo-boo.
And joking aside, best to the family, man. Best to yours.
Yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
It'll be all right.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that as always. But
let us know if you need anything. So.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you. So you were the only one that was pretty much going out. Crystal had been locked down for a while, right?
Yeah, she was starting a new job, but she wasn't starting until April. So she had a few weeks off.
And then you guys got your daughter in the house as well.
Yeah, she's not been here for a week. She's with her father right now. So
Okay.
hopefully, and I don't think we haven't heard anything from them. I don't think she's showing any signs of anything.
Yeah.
So we're keeping it safe. Hopefully it's just a little flu bug, but
yeah, hopefully that's it. Hoping that's it, man.
No, it's be positive, man, because there's a lot of that going around that is not the coronavirus. There's a lot of sick people out there that it's not.
I'd love to stay positive, and then I sign on Facebook, and it's like 50 more people have died. And you're like, oh.
God damn, yeah.
No.
That's why we needed last night. Get our minds off the stuff.
Last night, I'm going to promote this right now. If you are quarantined and you are feeling down in the world, you get on the fucking computer, you get in a hangout. Get your brothers, get your buddies.
Oh, yeah.
Joke on each other. Fucking apply your repro labels. Build your models. Whatever look what Mike did. Look what Mike did last night.
Rub your meat.
Rub your meat. I don't care. Not on camera.
Just not on camera. Exactly.
Especially around your buds.
That's the after show.
Seriously. Get in the chat. Just get with your people, man. It helps out a lot. I appreciate that last night. That was much needed.
Entertainment is a good way to relieve the stress, especially in these trying times, for sure.
But how about you, Mr. Burtis? How you doing over there?
I am doing okay, man. We got a similar call yesterday that not my service director, who was like our overall boss in our service department, but my service manager has a fever and is looking to be tested pretty soon. He's talked to his doctor. So we don't know what that is. And because of that, we are no longer open for business. We shut down. We were open because we are in earshot of about 7 hospitals. So we were trying our best to stay open for the doctors and nurses and people who have to go back and forth to work, especially with our streets being as bad as they are. People may need tires. Some of the nurses and doctors may need oil changes, or their car just is disabled and they need us to repair it real quick. So we were willing to go pick it up for them, man, and get it knocked out. But we can't put them in harm's way, and we can't put the employees at the dealership in harm's way. So my service director decided to shut it down. But other than that, man, everything's been good. Just, taking it one day at a time, trying to continue the bonds that are being built in this quarantine house. Just continue to nurture that. Watching my kids grow, watching my wife not pull her hair out because she's dealing with people at work. But other than that, it's cool, man. It's cool.
I wish you all you guys luck right now.
Yes, everyone.
Thanks, man. What about you, Lowry? How's Beth over there doing, Bethany?
She's not doing too bad. She's getting kind of stir crazy, just like I am a little bit. And I mean, if it weren't for our podcast and her podcast with, her and the girls, they on the total package, I mean, she'd be going stir crazy. Because right now, even though she's technically still getting paid, she's not doing anything. Like they'll have like some video meetings and stuff like that here and there, but now they're trying to figure out what's going to happen in the next couple of months now that they're closed. So they're trying to work out like teachers getting like laptops, miscellaneous stuff like that to try to do trainings and try to help kids out and all that other stuff. So.
Yeah, rumor has it is that like the school systems in Virginia and possibly here might be closing for the rest of the year, which is
Virginia they already did.
Wow,
they already did. They already closed for the rest of the year. So
yikes, man.
It's going to happen around the country. I think.
It is.
It's inevitable, I think.
Yeah, that we might be finding that out on Monday. I got a conference call scheduled in the morning with.
They're talking rest of the school year, right? Like not this coming September year.
I'm thinking they're talking until June is what they're thinking, because that's like I don't think they're talking like the full until December. I don't think they're talking that.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on what goes on with this virus and how bad it continues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear you.
And from what I understand, it's still on a state-to-state basis. So there's nothing that even federally. It depends on how affected your area is. Mm-hmm. So
just everybody stay out there, stay clean. Make sure you got toilet paper. Apparently, a lot of people do. We sure as hell don't.
Wipe forward. And
I was telling Bethany I'm going to start making people uncomfortable out in the neighborhood. I was like, if it ends up being that we end up running out of toilet paper, I'll just go out with the hose and just hose myself off.
If you don't hop in the shower first, big fella.
Fuck it. If everybody else is going to feel uncomfortable, I'll make them too. Shit.
Dude, I could just see Lowry walking over to his neighbor's house and wiping his ass in a bush.
There's a bear shit in the woods. I can make it happen.
No, it's your front yard, he does.
Yeah, so anything to keep you entertained, you know what I mean? So
Listen, let
Doing
me
it
find
for the
out
people.
you actually played the bear on the Cleveland show. Let me find out. Who was that bear.
I'm starting to get that way between that and my hair. Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah, man, this is getting rough. I mean, I got clippers, but I'm just trying to see how long it'll grow out now at this point, since I don't have to go nowhere. So
dude, we should have a contest. I mean, I could
Beard
shave
off.
now. I could
Oh, no,
shave
you'll
now if
win.
you want, but
Oh yeah,
You'll
we're gonna have a fucking contest. I like that.
Exactly. Oh man, I lose that
man.
all day. I can't get my hair to grow above like this area. It won't grow. So you guys
really?
want that? Yeah, man. I'll send whoever a 6-pack right now. I lost.
I don't know, man. Looks like Mike lost a little bit of hair there just within the last 24 hours. Look at that. Nice trim. Got a nice trim there. Look at that. I can see the shine off your head.
He goes into the shower one way, comes out of next.
Yeah.
Right. You want it silky smooth. I make it silky smooth.
So, Mike, how was your man cave project going?
It's going really well, actually. Well, hold on. The cave itself. The project is on hold, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I might have mentioned this last week on the show. I don't remember if I did, but just in
Pretty
case
sure
I did.
you did. But...
All right. I believe IKEA around me. I cannot get deliveries from IKEA according to their website, even though I've been told something else. But maybe I'll try again. But somebody told me yesterday that they are delivering around here. But I tried ordering last week and I couldn't get anything. I did manage to go to Target to pick some things up, and not that I was, intentionally going there for anything other than the bare essentials. I did happen to find that.
Nice.
The Black Widow wave is officially in the stores, ladies and gentlemen.
That's good to hear. I was wondering about that.
This is the only one I could find. And a little bit of information for you, too, that's going to make a lot of people very happy.
Wait, Mike. Before you move on, what character is that for our listeners?
This is Marvel's Spy Master. This is, honestly, I don't even know who the fuck this is. It's a throwaway character, but he's got a leg in there that I need to put onto that Crimson Dynamo. So that's important.
Nice.
Yeah, a little weird looking. Almost like a color variant to that guy from Wildcats with the red mask.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought the same.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So, little information for the collectors out there. This is actually kind of cool. I was talking to my buddy Skinny Vinny. Shout out to Skinny Toys.
Nice.
And we were doing a little collab, trying to help each other out, find some turtles. And it turns out I was talking to him this past Monday. Now, I'm not going to tell you exact locations or anything, so I want to give my secrets away. So last Monday we're
back
talking
alley deals,
something like that. And he's at a Target, and he's there in the evening, and he actually walked into the NECA section and found a Shredder and Krang just sitting there. And in this area, that doesn't happen. It never just sits there. That means it was put there that day.
Yeah.
So I say to myself, well, I know where my local guys kind of come around. I've kind of tracked their movements over the last year or so. I know it sounds creepy, but hey, when you're looking for toys, you're looking for toys.
Stalker status for toys hunts.
So I go to my local area stores, and sure as shit, I walked in there on the Tuesday when they're supposed to be there, and boom, I found turtles. I found Krang and Shredder. So NECA is still operating, guys. If you guys are looking for those NECA turtles, or if you're looking for those movie turtles that are supposed to be showing up any minute at Walmart, they're still around. They're still distributing. They're still apparently on schedule because they're in the stores. So that was great news for me. That kind of made my whole week, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
And something else that I'm working on. Last thing I'm working on, right over near.
Oh God, that thing is so badass.
Yeah.
In the new Bugatti.
That's right.
So go ahead and explain to the listeners what you're showing on the screen right now.
All right. So now this, you can't blow me up, right? This is
yeah.
Yeah, he can blow you up.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
There you go.
So, now this is the motor. This is the top view of the motor. Obviously, the car sits like this. This is the wheel that's going to be turning eventually. So right here, these are all interconnected, and we have the pistons that are actually moving up and down as I'm spinning this input shaft.
So dude, that's awesome.
You can see it's all running in tandem.
16-valve motor.
16-cylinder motor.
A cylinder, sorry.
16-cylinder motor.
Sick.
If anybody wants to do the math, I think it's 5 valves per cylinder. So you guys figure it out.
Is it right 5 on that one? Jesus Christ!
I think so.
Yeah.
So right here we have the beginnings, or you can see the shifting mechanism of the 8-speed manual transmission that is built into this car.
God,
right here, this red piece that I'm pointing at, that I don't know if you can see very well.
I see it.
I'll take your word for it.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if you take that, you take this and you spin it. This is essentially the transmission.
We can't see now.
Hold it up,
Mike,
Mike.
pull
Hold
it
it
up
up.
a little bit. There we go.
I'm sorry, this is really tough. How about right there? So this
Yeah,
white,
that's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
this white piece, you really can't see it very well, but this is actually shifting the transmission here every time
That's
it goes
cool.
around. Now on the other half, which is the front half.
Wow.
Oh man, you put in some work.
Oh yeah. You see this shaft right here? This red shaft is
Mhm.
going to go right into there. Now this right here, I don't know if you can see me moving this or not. I'll try to give you a better view. This right here, this piece,
Mhm.
Is that a paddle shifter?
that is a paddle shifter. This
No
is
way.
the cockpit where you sit, and now you're shifting back and forth. Now I don't know if you can see those yellow pieces that are actually moving. You see
Yes,
that
I
orange
can see 'em.
piece
Yeah.
rotating?
Putting it right in the gear. That's crazy, dude.
So
That's
this shaft
wild.
is going to go right into Nya.
That's
So-
cool.
Yeah, really good timing, because this is the best part of the build right here. After this, it's just putting everything together and covering it up. So
I can't wait to see the finished product, man. That's
Dude,
gonna
you
look
definitely got to
great.
post a video of that. Like when
You
you
know
put
what,
those.
what would be sick is if that thing would actually pick up speed as it moves forward. Like if you pushed it and there was a way to actually have the shifting mechanisms work on their own, that would be dope.
I've been told that that RC cars do work like that, and I'm not, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that you can put something in there to make it work. I know that they motorized the GTR S3 Porsche that they came out with a couple years ago, and that has a 4-speed manual transmission in it. I built that one as well. So I'm not sure if they were able to make it shift or not, but I would assume that if they could make that one shift, they could probably make this one shift too.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
That is sick, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. You get anything else?
Caught a shave. That's about it.
Good stuff, man. Wolf, what about you, man? How's your haul for the week?
I got one thing. I got the Marvel Legends Stan Lee from Hasbro Pulse.
Nice.
Oh, that's out?
Yeah, that shipped last week.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a cool little figure. I haven't opened it yet, but looks really cool. Look cool.
Look good.
So that's all I got.
I got mine pre-ordered at GameStop. I hope it's not one of the 300 stores we decided to close this week.
Yeah, good luck, dude. Unfortunately, yeah, we'll get into that a little later. That's some crazy news. Then it's not without controversy. Lowry, what about you, bud? You pick up anything this week?
Not really. The only thing that I did, I mean, I had this kit for a little bit, but I ended up working on it last night. I know some of you guys saw it yesterday, but this is that Gundam kit that I was working on last night live.
Now, what's it called again?
It's the what is it? Hang on one second. I'll grab the box so you can
Something sniper?
Yeah, it's actually a sniper. It's pretty cool looking. Hang on one second. I'll grab the box so you can see it. So what it is, it's the GM Sniper 2. It's actually based, from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong for our fact checkers out there, it was based off the video game, the mobile Gundam video game. And
nice.
dude, this thing is, I mean, even the box is cool looking.
You're starting to see more mobile games get toys, man, built after. It's pretty dope.
No, blow up your screen so you can show everybody that.
Yeah, so here I'll do this real quick.
Yeah.
So that way everybody can see. You probably right there. It's a little bit better. So this is actually the picture of the Gundam kit. It's a master grade I was working on last night, and it actually does say it's from the Mobile Suit Gundam War in the Pocket game. So
there you go. There you go. Good stuff.
Yep. See, there it is, bigger on the screen right there, so you can see it.
Looks good, man. Those colors are.
They pop, dude. The articulation in this thing is phenomenal.
Yeah, I like that blue.
I mean, I guess it's like a tealish blue with like some deep, like navy purplish blue or something on it.
Mm-hmm. It's purple. Purple.
But yeah, what about you, Eric B? What'd you get? Did you get anything good?
Yeah, man, I got a few things this week. Shout out to Bobby Skullface. I picked up one of his shirts. The Fourth Party is a Lie. I had to have that to go with my Jordan Reds, Jordan 11 Red. So picked that up.
Nice.
I got the Falcon from the Avengers SH Figure Arts, and also Bucky, which were two that I was eyeing for a little bit here. They came down in price. I got a couple gift cards for my birthday, so I finally spent those. So I got those, and not last, but definitely one of the best pickups of the week.
Hot item.
Yeah, I got that Snake Eyes, man, and took some pictures of it last night. A lot of you guys who were hanging out with us saw me doing some stuff in my light box, so I got that. And I mean, the box is sick. The presentation on this thing is freaking phenomenal, and you can kind of see the print there off the light. So
wow,
it's really
it's like
good.
a matte and a gloss black or something is what's on the box.
Exactly. So it's pretty good. And then I also picked up. I got an order from GameStop. I got Street Fighter 5 again, and I got the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection since I'm gonna be off for a while. Give myself a chance to go through some of the character endings that I didn't beat the game with. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that is it.
Man, look at that. Just like that, New York Mike disappeared.
No worries at all, man. So just wanted to go, and since we're on toys, man, we might as well get into a little bit of toy news out there. One of the biggest things that I have been waiting on for this quarter, outside of the fans toy stuff, is Zeta's Bumblebee look like it's finally on the way. So I'm excited about that. My retailer just said that I should be getting an invoice for it pretty soon here. I mean, he sends out generic invoices anyway.
Yeah.
Even if you've already paid. So it's just to tell you that it's paid in full, and looking forward to that. Anybody else in on that Zeta Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie?
No, I don't really do the movie stuff.
I get some of the movie stuff. I got some of the unique toys. Like I've got their Megatron coming for unique toys. I have their Optimus and stuff like that, and Perukill and everything else. So I had those. I kind of want to round that off. It's a cool looking figure, man. I mean, you guys saw it at your house just a few weeks ago, didn't you? Did somebody bring it?
Yep. Chris Mayville had it.
Yeah.
At the sticker party, as Crystal calls it affectionately.
But yeah, I mean, I got that coming. I'm kind of excited about that. So
yeah, man, that's dope, dude. Yeah, this Zeta B looks good. I really wanted, when I knew I was going in on Toy World's Optimus, I decided to go in on the Zeta's B. Those things are going to look great together, so I'm looking forward to that.
Now, what scale exactly is that? Like, what is it, like undersized masterpiece, or is it like slightly oversized, or what?
It looks like it's standard masterpiece size. The movie stuff has always had their own scale. So it's going to be slightly bigger than your traditional masterpiece bots. So Bumblebee will probably be a little smaller than Ironhide, I'd assume, just looking at the scale sizes and how they scale together, because some people have showed them with the Toy World Prime when they were showing that off. So looks good. I'm in. I just got to be very careful with it, apparently. Bobby was giving it all type of praises, and then on his after show, he realized, something broke.
Oh, get out of here, really?
What's the
name of that company again?
Here we go.
Someone getting fired up.
Yeah, Zeta definitely has thinner plastics, man. If Zeta would have used the same plastic choices that Toy World used, we'd have been good. Would have been golden, because that constructor is a solid bot. Very solid bot.
Yeah, I have that in front of me. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, solid bot. But I mean, stuff happens.
Beta. Oh my god.
But speaking of Transformers, man, we finally got our reveal as to where TFCon is going to be this coming fall, if there even is events going on in the fall. But as of right now, tentatively, it's supposed to be Chicago, back at the same spot it was at the last TFCon, Chicago.
Rosemont.
Yeah, man. Chicago here, airport area. TFCon will be in Chicago. I may not be able to. I doubt it. I'm gonna be able to make it. If I do, if anything, it'll be like a day trip with some of the guys, and I'll be coming back that same day just to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, a lot of people are not excited about this.
Yeah,
that's the consensus I'm getting out of this.
Yeah,
I think it has more to do with the hotel. Not that it's a super dingy, dirty hotel, because it's not that. It's just not. It's just okay. And I think people really like going to TFCon to hang out, and which we all love to, and they don't really have places for us to do that. The lobby is about as big as my living room.
Yeah,
So-
I mean,
That's
they
not
have
gonna
some
work.
places. They have some nooks and crannies here and there, and some spots. But
yeah,
like,
but we're
those
too
things can
big of
get
a crowd to
filled
want to
quick.
do that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we go deep. It's
Oh, yeah.
at least 30 or 40 of us at any given time, man. So it's kind of hard for us to find a place to hang out, and then you can't always congregate in the suite of someone's room because you don't want them to get kicked out. It's just it's a logistic nightmare.
Well,
But,
those rooms are smaller too, anyway, than like some of
They
the
are
other
a lot
hotels they
smaller.
had in the past. Even
There
the
was-
suites they had were smaller, also.
Yeah, there was some loose talk about possibly solving that problem with a different location, or a couple ideas were thrown around by a few people, and I'm hoping to see something come through. I mean, you know, me personally, as a member of the collector community, if I'm driving or if I'm flying to Chicago or if I'm driving to Virginia, it's an expense already,
Yeah.
and we're going down there for a vacation. If I have to reach into my pocket and pull out $100 and give it to the group so that we can rent out a space for that area, I would not be opposed to that. And I think it's something that we should look into, and that way nobody bothers us. We're not worried about hotel security. We're not dealing with cops as, grown adults, unless we're supposed to be for other reasons.
I mean, I'd almost be able to go to like the other hotel where it was previously and get a room there. You know what I mean? Because it was a better hotel.
Yeah, but it's like 20 minutes away.
No, it's
From what
right
I
down
thought.
the street.
No, it's right down the road.
It's literally a walk.
But see, the thing is, the problem there is going to still persist. So let's say that we do that. And let's just say that we get the presidential suite there and we rent it out. If we get a noise complaint, we're still fucked,
Yeah.
So, it's,
That's inevitable.
That just means you got a bunch of drunken idiots just walking back down the street, and that's just a recipe.
Where?
That's a problem in itself.
I mean, I can see Brammer now trying to get into everybody's like, hey, this isn't your room. This isn't even your hotel.
In Brammer's defense, the last 2 years he's been fine.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Shout out to Grammer, man. That dude's
Yeah,
a good
man,
time.
he's awesome.
He's a good
Love you,
time.
Brammer.
That's my guy, man. I love Nick
But
Bram.
what is it? Beth and I, like for Chicago, we're kind of tossing around the idea of maybe doing Bang Bus round 2 for Chicago. Keep in mind, not a real Bang Bus. It's the TFCon where we rented the hotel. We rented the bus, and all of us drove.
We're not giving them no extra explanation. If they ain't listened to the show to get the explanation on the last time, that's on them.
That's
And my
true too.
My question is, why can't it be a real Bang Bucks? I mean, I feel like that's where the vacation starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just can't be like, just you and Fisher, because that's going to be weird. Sorry, John.
That's gonna be weird. Yeah.
I love you, John.
Hey, I mean, I could always stick Russ in the back with him and just see how it unfolds.
Oh man, do not put them two together on a bus again ever.
Russ is gonna get that woolly nub rub from the Bobby Stump face.
Oh God, I remember that video. God damn.
Oh my God. Fun times were had on that bus, man. So many
Dude, you
stories
tell
came
me.
out of that. So many stories came out of that. That was some fun stuff though, dude. The stories that you guys created, the memories you guys created, you're gonna have for a lifetime, man. That stuff was hilarious.
Yeah, like we're ripping on it right now and we're making fun of it, but I mean,
Dude,
those are the best memories. Those are the best times, right?
Honestly,
there.
I'd do it in a heartbeat again, all over.
Mhm.
Like between like damaging mailboxes and snail trail shitting on the floors and everything. I mean, not me, but you know.
Yeah, not you.
I mean, I don't know if Tyler can handle it anymore. You know what I mean?
Not you.
But
that story was hilarious, dude.
dude, oh my god, yeah. So I mean, yeah, we're pretty excited about that, you know. But we're tossing around the idea.
Mike is over there crying.
Hey, Mike, you want to be on the Bang Bus?
No. No.
So yeah, I mean, we're interested and we're tossing around the idea. So we'll see what happens.
What's even funnier is one of those side stories that came out of the main bus is how you guys caught up to Vinny, or like how Vinny caught up to y'all, or something like that. Because that dude was moving.
Well, it was snowing on the way back, and we stopped at a gas station. We had to make a pit stop. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking out my mirror, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's Skinny Vinny. They're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And keep in mind, on the way back, we had more people with us than going up, so we were jam packed. Like we were.
Wait, did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So what happened was, remember, Max and Amber, they got married that weekend.
Correct.
And they flew up right after their wedding, and they drove back with us. Well, keep in mind, we were already fairly packed as it was, but then that wasn't counting all the stuff people bought.
Yeah.
And 2 extra people. So like people were like, like armpit to armpit, asshole to asshole. So I mean, dude, it was crazy.
Oh yeah, y'all stuffed that up.
Oh yeah, I got a picture somewhere. In fact, I'll see if I can find it and I'll post it.
I saw one recently. Somebody posted the memory in their I think on Facebook page. Somebody had posted.
I think that was Josh.
Yeah,
either Josh or Anna or something like that.
I was like, yo, because I didn't remember Max and his wife being on there, Amber, at first, and then I saw the picture and I was like, maybe they were just going somewhere. But that explains it.
No, yeah, it was all of us. I mean, there was a total of 12, like 11 or 12 of us in this van with our luggage on the way back.
That is crazy.
Like it was struggling too. And we had Josh Fisher with us with his leg and everything.
And the wheelchair?
The wheelchair was in the back, all the toys. Like, dude, I couldn't even see out the rear window because it was packed up high. Wow. I couldn't see shit.
So there's no banging on the return trip then?
I mean, if it was, I couldn't see it.
I'm sure you would have smelled it, bro.
It's funny. There's actually a picture somewhere where I'm driving on the way back and I take a selfie view looking back. Everybody's passed the fuck out while I'm driving.
Yeah, you can do that when you're the passenger on a long road trip. How long was that trip again? About 12 hours?
Well, keep in mind, from here to there, it's like a 12-hour trip total. But what we did was we drove from here, stopped in Ohio, stayed the night at Tyler Fulcher's house, and then we left from there to Chicago, and we did the same thing on the way back. Yeah. So luckily, like, we had one less person on the way back, dropping Tyler off, which saved up a little bit of room. It's
still that's uncomfortably crowded. Jesus,
I don't care. I would do that shit in a heartbeat. I would do it again.
Yeah, that was a long trip. I driving from here to Virginia is about 8.5 hours. We tend to knock off a half an hour depending on traffic at night, driving at night. But yeah, so I can imagine you guys going all the way to Chicago because that's 4.5 hours from my house to Chicago, which we take in a heartbeat. Like that's nothing for us. But,
yeah, I mean, Beth and I drove it pretty much straight, and I had a broken leg, and I was still driving the 1 year. It's just us and Anna sorry, us and Justin Loretta that rode up the.
Oh yeah,
the first
yeah. I
time.
remember you saying that.
And but yeah, so anyways.
That's
so I hear that Imaginarium Arts has a nice new statue coming up, huh?
Really? I hear they got a lot of nice new statues coming up.
Yeah,
I heard that rumor.
This is right up Mike's alley, man. So, Mike, I know you've seen that Devastator since Devastator's your boy. Imaginarium Arts seems to be one of the companies you like as well.
Here we go. Got it on the screen.
Let's get your reactions.
I mean, you're gonna start with this. I'm literally gonna shoot my load and I'm gonna be done. This thing is unbelievable. I mean, honestly, I'll be totally honest. I didn't spend too much time looking at this thing because I didn't even want to start thinking about the different ways that I might be able to afford this thing because I don't want to afford this thing. It's too much. Like I've got too much stuff on my plate and like, this is thing, man.
What's the price on this?
Around $2,300.
Fucking A. Okay,
it's Imaginarium Art, so all their stuff's right around like $2,000. It's crazy.
But the detail and the design and like that updated look that Imaginarium tends to give the character. Like I'm trying to find that I want the full front.
It looks a lot like what Generation Toys did.
Yeah. It's very similar. It's like an updated design of what they did.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal. I mean, you got the barrel. Whoa, I don't know what the fuck I did there. That's all right. That's still a good one too.
That's me.
Man, look at that.
I mean, I think the eyes light up on it as well. That looks pretty sick. Does anyone know if like the hands move or anything, or the fingers articulated on this thing?
I don't think so. Is the barrel lit up right there?
Yeah, it is. It is.
They do tend to. I don't know if I've gotten some statues with different pieces. I don't know if there are any extra pieces to change arm posing or change like wrist angle or anything like that with this. But at that price point, I would imagine they should give you something there.
Is the chest lit up? It's hard to tell. It looks
No,
like it can.
it doesn't look like it. Not from what I had seen before.
BBTS website says there are no additional pieces.
Okay. So nothing's gonna come with it.
Yeah, we can go to the next thing too, because I don't need to keep staring at this thing. Bad for me. Holy
Wow, look at that! Not even $2,300. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah,
crazy.
Jeez, that's a lot of toilet paper right now.
Yeah, man, that's
rolls right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
For all of our non-transforming transformer buyers out there, it looks like you're gonna get your IDW Megatron pretty soon. That's been up for pre-order on BBTS as well. I'm sure you'll probably find it at more retailers as well. But that's up, and it looks good. It looks really good, actually.
Oh my god!
Flames Toys.
Yep, Flames Toys. IDW Megatron is out.
That's very similar to the Generation Toys one that they did. Too. It definitely looks better than Generation Toys one.
But that just goes to show you that Generation Toys sculpt work is pretty spot on. Because Flames Toys, I mean, that's what they do. They get the sculpt almost down to a T.
God, look at all that in the back, the fins and everything.
It'll look nice standing next to that Prime.
Yeah, it was.
Same detail.
Can you imagine him picking up that Bumblebee they have by like the foot, just holding it up in the air like that?
Oh, that would be cool. God, look at that.
And now
his head looks a little small in that picture, though. Like the body is so big in comparison.
God, look at that pose.
To be clear, this is the full size. This is not the model kit, right?
Correct.
Pretty sure
this is the one that's about $400.
Yeah, it's $399.
Sulcari is number 5.
What's that?
I thought the Prime was number 5.
Oh no, it says
Prime's number 4.
Oh, so what's the? Wait a minute then. So what's? Oh, Shattered Glass. Was Shattered Glass Drift the same? Not number 2. Is that what it is?
Well, you got Tarn in there, you got Star Saber as well, and you got the original, which is Drift. So
all right, then you got Victory Leo. So where's Victory Leo?
Victory Leo's not out yet, though, right?
Oh, I just thought it was part of
the. So do these have articulated hands?
What'd you say, bud?
Do these have articulated hands, or are they just you could get new hands that have different poses? Kind of
if it's like the Tarn,
it comes with. I'm sorry, it comes with claw hands. I know that.
Okay.
Additional pieces.
Mike, you said it. If it's like Tarn, what?
It's like Tarn, and the fingers will be individually articulated. If it's like Drift, they've got a whole bunch of different hands that it comes with.
Oh, okay.
I'd imagine as big as this is going to be, it's probably going to be closer to Tarn than it is Drift.
Because I see here, if you look at the fist over here on the right-hand side, like it looks like it's just one solid piece, but then over here.
That might just be the closed fist.
I can't believe we're getting colors of these figures, and we got a Prime drop before we got that Victory Leo from that Star Saber.
Yeah. It definitely looks good, dude. Wow. It's definitely tempting.
Yeah, the purple pops on that thing, using the black as a backdrop, and then you got like the gray deco on it as well. It looks sick. They chose the right color palette when they had originally designed it for IDW anyway. And then here you go with Flames Toys. I mean, this is what they do.
And he's sitting there holding some swords right now. And if you notice, he's got different fists now. It looks different from the other one.
Yeah, that one looks like the one on the left there looks like they're all articulated individually.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That's what's up.
Those swords are wicked looking.
That's what's up, man. I dig it.
Oh, look at the claw hands like that. That's wicked looking.
I think I'm going to sell my Flames Toys.
All of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Look at the Megatron gun. That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't get in on any of these like some people did. I mean, I have nothing against them. I like transforming my Transformers, but that's why I didn't get these. There's nothing wrong with them. They look phenomenal.
Yeah, dang, look at that pose.
Look at that. Oh, my God.
It almost looks like he's either getting ready to take off or just land it. Like, it's pretty sweet. Or he's getting ready to power up for something.
Yeah.
Or it looks like, what's that one wrestler? That one wrestler does that move. Oh, crap.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I haven't seen wrestling in years.
You mean that guy from that thing?
Yeah, that's it exactly.
that guy from that thing. Look at that mace, dude.
That mace is sick.
That's badass.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's badass.
Dude, I bet you these have ball joints on them.
G1 gun in his hand. Look at his left hand. That looks like he's holding himself like the original G1 iteration. That's
there was a couple pictures back that showed it too.
My bad. I ain't mean it like that.
So he's playing with himself.
That was a good joke. Fuck.
Yo, that's sick. That's sick. Those things are extremely posable.
Yeah, they are. They're nice. They're nice, but they're expensive.
He looks like a Gundam kit right here with all the extensions on the back. Look at the Megatron gun. Look at it turns into. That's the Megatron gun right there. Turn into a giant sniper rifle. You see that?
Got a lot of add-ons there. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, there's 3 small rifles to connect into a large one. So it's
holy smokes!
Now, the amazing thing about this figure is that as you go through the pictures, you get so many different complete looks to it. Like it just looks like a different figure in so many of these.
Yeah.
It's great.
A lot of possibilities, man.
Look at that. That's crazy looking from the back.
So, Mike, what's the turnoff now? Since you're saying you're getting rid of them,
honestly, man, the turnoff is that these things are too nice and they're too tempting and they're too expensive. Like if I want to continue in this line, I need to start seriously sacrificing other things that I'm just not prepared to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like Lowry said, I like a transformer that transforms. I'm not saying that this, isn't a transformer, and we're not having that conversation right now. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I own some of them.
Yeah.
But they're too fucking expensive, and the money that I can get for those, I mean, I got a white drift, I got a red drift, and I got a Tarn. So, and 2 of them are sealed. So, just try to get rid of them and maybe buy a statue in the fall. We'll see.
So you're thinking, much like I would be thinking, man, with this is, I can get 3 masterpiece figures for the price of one of these that I know I'm going to have more fun with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's realistic. It's more realistic because I can't have a full collection of Flames toys. I mean, that's
you're also going from the completionist angle as well. I'm similar, the same way. Like with Transformers, I want them all. So if I'm gonna go in on one, chances are I'm gonna go with the whole line. So that's why
that's the same with me. That's why I'm scared.
That's what I do too. I gotta get out of it once I still can.
Yeah, man. That's a smart move, man. Well, moving right along, dude. We got that secret character reveal. I think a lot of people had an inclination that it would be Destro, and there it is. We got
that.
Destro.
Looks good.
It does. Very, very reminiscent of the cartoon from the 80s, man. Very similar. I mean, almost spot on there with a little bit of differences there, but they did a phenomenal job, not just with the figure, but even looking at the box art, how they have his head going through the Cobra symbol, and it's pretty sick, man. It's sick.
Dude, they did a phenomenal job with the suitcase, for Christ's sake. It looks perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, look at the head sculpt
outside for sure. Wait until they get to the inside. They did something that I thought was a little silly, but we'll get to that as we get through the pictures. But the sculpt is freaking phenomenal. There it is. So how in the world do you have Cash sitting on the backside of there, just sitting there with no rubber band or anything holding it down, and now you have this computer on the inside? I thought that was stupid.
I'm just wondering why he's got the Nintendo glove on.
He got the
power glove. He's from the 80s. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It does look like it, though. Doesn't it? Looks like the power glove, like a piece on it.
I can't not see that now. It's there.
Yeah, that was my only gripe with the case. Other than that, everything's spot on. It's just have like a gun opening, like something for like a gun or something there to just sit in there, maybe.
Look at that. That detail is crazy.
That is sick. It is sick.
Just
the
look
designers
at
on this did a really, really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I missed out. Oh, we already saw the case. But, here's the packaging for it. Check this out.
There it is. Now you see what I'm talking about in the lower right hand corner? How they have his head right through the Cobra symbol? Because we all knew that's what his cape, his collar was for.
Mm-hmm.
A Cobra symbol, and I thought they nailed it. They did a good job there too.
That's a nice touch. Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's kind of weird though. Well, look at it. It's just right around his arms. I guess it's supposed to be a plate, like some sort of armored plate that goes over his the gauntlet area.
Yeah. Well, that's missiles. I think on the 3 missiles there.
Yeah, well, I was saying because I was looking at. If you look here, like I couldn't tell because to me this looks like. I mean, just in this picture, it looks like it's like the sleeve is rolled up. And that's his arm, but then like his chest is a different color. Like at quick glance, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, his chest has always been his normal skin complexion, and the gauntlets used to actually cover all the way down to even his hands. His hands were the same color as they were like gloves back in the day in the cartoon, from what I remember. But yeah, right now they're just using gauntlets, and he has black gloves on, and then you still see his chest, his hamburger meat, which he doesn't have any, but his chest is always there. And then his mask, which is we know to be the Iron Mask, he's always had.
Yeah.
Sick, man. It's
Dude,
sick.
I'm in on this. What about you guys?
Yep. Pre-ordered already.
I think I'm going to bite, yeah.
Yeah, this thing's got me. I think we talked about this in the pre-show about that
Yeah.
trainer regret that I'm on right now. So
yeah, I'm on that train with you, friend.
Damn, sounds like we're like, all of us are on a train right now, except, I'm at the rear end where I got screwed.
So to speak. I don't want our listeners getting the wrong idea about this podcast.
Too late for that, Mike.
If they haven't gotten the wrong idea yet,
you're the reason why we were talking about meat so much. So it was your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a meat joke is a meat joke. Like that was like a 4-dude train joke.
Who doesn't like a meat joke, though? I mean,
damn. Like,
all right, so here we go, New York Mike. I know you're excited about this.
I am. That's my girl. I mean, that's everyone's girl if you're my age, because if you played Final Fantasy VII, and you are indeed in our age demographic, you can lie to me, you can look me in the eye and try to tell me, but I will never believe you, because I know when you saw her die on screen, you cried. I know you did. It was the saddest fucking thing I ever saw in my life in a video game. And just to see her right there, like remake status, like it's a perfect figure. It looks great. The 2 companion pieces that come with it look phenomenal too, which we're going to get to in a second. But when you put them all together, like just standing alone, I probably wouldn't have this, but when you put all 3 of them together,
they look sick.
It gives you the touchy feelies,
I give Final Fantasy so much credit, especially Final Fantasy VII. 1, that's the one that got me into the franchise, and then 2, the cutscenes on that game were phenomenal, especially for the time.
What is it? It's a 9-inch figure that's like $40. It's actually not that bad. It's just a statue, right?
It's not. That's why it caught my eye. And it's Aerith, by the way, from Final Fantasy VII for our listeners, because I know that we don't describe the pictures that we do well enough. I know we
do our best.
We're going to try to do better on that. But that is Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, the remake, indeed.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. That game is going to be sick, man. I'm not too thrilled about paying for each section individually.
Yes, real quick on that game, I saw some news today. We're obviously recording before Thursday, guys, but apparently the street date got broken on that because Square Enix could not guarantee the distribution because of the coronavirus. So people have it in hand right now, and it's 2 weeks early. Yeah, so it's kind of exciting.
Dude, look at the detail on
one of it, right?
I'm sorry, Eric, I didn't hear you, bud.
That's just part 1 of the game, right? So there's like 3 other parts or something coming?
There might be. I don't know. I saw it. I pre-ordered it. I didn't know too much about it. It's Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy VII I'm in, so.
I feel you.
This is a Sephiroth right here, statue, and the hair on this I think it makes the figure. I think the hair makes it look just incredible the way it's
also made Mike jealous.
A little green. But one thing that he's jealous is my sword's much bigger than his.
Oh
no. Okay, Mike, good stuff.
But no, in all seriousness, this is a great looking figure, all black costume. It looks great. It looks fantastic.
Like if you go back, I'll go back to the first picture real quick. Look at the what the hell just happened?
You trying to copy and paste his hair onto your head?
Don't tempt me. I could put Mike's face on there. But look at the detail on that, like on all that. Dude, it's just wild. Like all the black leather, the football pads and everything else he's got going on. Look.
He'll tackle you.
Yeah, those are shoulder pads. I haven't really noticed that till just now.
Yeah, they look like football shoulder pads.
Yeah,
looks like the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It looks like he's wearing 2 pairs. Like he's wearing like the quarterback underneath and then like a lineman up top or something. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
40. That's about $50. That's about 10 inches tall.
Yeah, just $10 more than the other one we showed. But the one that everyone's waiting on, here we go.
This is the man right here. This is Cloud, and he's wearing his sword like a backpack here. It kind of looks like. I would almost rather see it. I know it's a very iconic pose, but from the front, I'd rather see a little bit more of the sword exposed.
I'm with you. I'd rather see that.
But as far as the sculpt goes, I mean, it's it's there.
Care.
Man.
I don't care who you are in that game. If he swung that thing, you were in trouble.
Yeah.
I like the details in the blade. All the little scratches in there.
Yeah, it looks great.
Well, you see like all the divots in the blade too, like when you you see that.
You got the two materia spots right there too, right above the hilt. It's really nice.
Yeah, they put some love into this.
Yeah.
And these are statuettes. They're a lot smaller than your typical statue, but the detail is not lacking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, guys, these are a great entry point. If you guys don't own statues, but you've always said, hey, I kind of like the way they look. This is a great way to get into it cheap. You can get a whole line for under $200, and they look good. I did that personally. I got into statues with the Artifacts series for the '90s X-Men Jim Lee style, and I mean they're phenomenal for the money that I paid for them. I got a whole set of X-Men, and it's great.
All right, here we go. Mike's just going to be spent like the rest of this episode.
I'm responsible for all of this, huh? Okay.
Good, Mike. Take us into it.
But if our listeners remember, though, Mike revealed one of those statue dioramas from the X-Men with Snow and the Juggernaut, and I want to say Gambit. We're all in the same shot with Magneto kind of exploding the head, where these are the add-on pieces that Mike was talking about that were coming down the road. So, Mike, why don't you take us into it and get us some more detail on this?
Yeah. These are specifically standalone pieces for like the statues that are coming out. So if you don't want to get the entire Sentinel statue, you don't want to get the whole big gigantic Mamma Jamma, they'll sell the individual pieces with a different, like in a similar pose, but with like the base is just a little different because obviously they're not standing on the Sentinel. They got to be standing on something else. So that's why you can get, if you have a favorite character, you can get it a little bit cheaper. But what these are here, this is Psylocke that we're looking at right now from the Iron Studios art scale, the 1/10 diorama series. And this is one of the pieces that's coming on the third statue. All of, I don't know how many of these are in here, but we saw a couple of them this week.
I think there are 3 total.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen the large Sentinel third one yet. They're probably going to see that this week.
Look at that.
Look at the detail in that.
Thick.
Yeah.
You can see the skeleton and everything on the inside of that.
If you've never done any artwork and you criticize stuff like this, just jump off a cliff. Like, you have no idea what it takes to come up with this type of design work and the sculpt work, man. This stuff is crazy sick. Like, they do a really good job of delivering something that is very, very, very good looking.
I mean, look at her face.
I don't have a problem with it. It's not everybody loves the face sculpt on it. I like it.
I think it's great. It looks like she just like, do not fuck with me. Look what I just did to this robot.
It looks real world. It looks like this is someone cosplaying as Psylocke, man. I think it's perfect.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think it's really good looking. And these are made out of, I believe they're made out of that polystone that Iron Stone is that Iron Studios has been using. I have the Dungeons and Dragons polystone set, and it's really nice. It's a little different if you're finicky about your statues. Take a look at one, hold one in hand before you make the commitment to this. But if you like the polystone, man, this is some good looking stuff.
You also got the Professor X too, right? That sets into this diorama as well.
Yes, those are the 2 standalone pieces. I got the Mystique and I got the Professor X. They're gorgeous. I love them. I stare at them every time I go upstairs. They're in the case. I mean, they look phenomenal.
Man, look at that. She's slicing right through the hand.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
How cool is that, man?
And that's her way of like almost just holding on, trying to make sure she has a safe landing. That is crazy, dude.
Yep.
Go ahead, Psylocke. That's one of my favorite X-Men, dude. She's in my top 5 of all time X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this thing? So it's 190. It's second quarter of 2021.
Yeah.
It says it's 11 inches tall.
We shall see if second quarter actually makes it.
Now, their release schedules, are they pretty dead on, or are they just like other companies where they're just like, they go by
so
quarter?
far, they've been close, I will say. So far, they've been very close, off by a month or two, which is actually not a good thing. I prefer for all of this stuff to be delayed, personally, so my wallet.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I said it is they may not make it is just, everyone's still recovering. So we'll see.
With the stuff going on right now, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's going to be impactful for sure, and that's something else about when you're going in.
Damn, Storm got a booty on her.
Man, always has, dude. Always has.
Lead us into his Mike.
Yeah. So we got Storm here. This is also from the third statue. It's kind of flying around this Sentinel, I believe, from the picture that I saw, and it's shooting lightning. It looks so good. And this particular one looks like she's making her own cyclone, and she's just kind of perched on top of that. It looks great. This is a great standalone piece right here.
I like the little books in there, like just being thrown about.
Yeah,
that's it.
So now, do all these
right?
Yes, that's probably that base piece is supposed to be part of the destroyed X-Mansion, correct?
Nice. Okay.
So do these pieces interconnect with one another at the base?
I don't believe they do. I think that these are actually just individual pieces saying, like, if you don't want to spend the tremendous amount of money that is the commitment to this gigantic statue with all of your favorite characters, this is an opportunity to have your favorite character as a standalone piece.
Yeah, it says in the product features, the X-Men art scale statues that are sold separately cannot be attached to the single Sentinel. So no, it cannot be.
Nice, good to know.
Dude, I tell you what, though, it definitely looks top heavy, though, just because of the way it's posing.
Yeah, but I'm sure the bottom part is the heaviest part of it.
It's probably weighted like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There's a big old booty shot of her.
Yeah. those bases, when they are those solid bases, are heavy as fuck.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
God, look at you can see the pages.
This is 1/10 scale.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I could just imagine that whole entire set put together. It'd be massive.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. You would need like a table is about as big as the table that I'm set up on to house that thing, man. This table's about 5 by 4.
I'm thinking you might have to go a little bigger.
Wow,
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 6 is going to be safe, maybe 6.5. Yeah.
Dang, that's sick.
For all three.
Wow.
That's be specific.
Someone definitely had some Photoshop skills with that.
Does it light up at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, we can read the description there, but I don't think there's any electronics in any of these.
It doesn't say anything about electronics.
No, there was not anything
like
in
you
the
said,
description.
Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
Photoshop. Well, there's one more, and I think this one looks the sickest of them all. That Iceman looks phenomenal, dude.
Oh my God, look at that.
It's almost like it's translucent to an extent, and it may not be. It could just be.
I think it's like pure glass or something like that's what it looks like.
If it is, that would be sick, dude. I'm digging it.
Can we go to the description of this one? Because I'm pretty sure that these are all polystone. So for this to be made out of a different material,
it said made of polystone.
Yeah, that's just a paint job you're seeing right there. I'm pretty sure.
No, it says translucent body.
Does it really?
Yeah, it says translucent body.
Translucent polystone? How do you do that?
That is sick.
They did it though.
That's great. Oh, actually, look, you can
see it right there.
Yeah, and the top of the ice is a different color than the bottom.
Yeah.
So maybe polystone's in the bottom.
And then something up top is translucent. That's sick.
Oh,
dude.
look right there. You can see right there.
Yeah.
I bet you it's like some sort of glass or something.
That Iceman is designed very well. And it looks the best of the ones here, the trio that we've seen here.
Dude,
it looks really, really good.
Look at the way they carved out like all in his leg. You can see his muscles in his calf and his thigh and everything.
It just makes me think of what other possibilities you would have here if they got any other licenses. Like, can you imagine a Sub-Zero clone? Like doing an ice clone? That would be sick, dude.
Look at that face, though, that sculpt that they did with it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's that you think about other licenses, but then you also think about, and if you're like me and you're such a Jim Lee 90s X-Men fan like me, you think about the characters that haven't been done and the possibilities that are still coming. Like I saw pictures, I forget which show it was. There are pictures of a Deadpool that are there in the X-Men style that fit into the diorama. There are pictures of a Cable that are done in the Jim Lee style that absolutely fit in. I still want to see a picture of Colossus. I still want to see a picture of even the bad guys. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff they could do.
Wow, man.
I would love to see a 5-piece villain diorama.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
The Brotherhood themselves or just adding other characters?
Whatever. Apocalypse and the Four Horsemen.
That'd be a good one.
Maybe the Acolytes.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. That would be sweet. Dude, they got a rich history, man. Like, I was just reading up more on the Acolytes the other day, and it's wow.
Yeah, he got Sinister and his crew also.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The whole Island of Misfit kind of guys.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Savage Land or whatever?
Savage Land, yep.
That was a good storyline. I like that.
It was. The arc was really good. It was really, really good, man.
All right, so now we're on to our lighthearted and...
What's crazy about this story is it's like we all need entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So if your forte is to have a little scantily clad girl dancing around a little bit on a pole, then like Tampa, Florida has something for you, man. They are going online with the strip club.
Well, if I won you up on that, did you see that Pornhub is offering free memberships if you sign a waiver saying that you stay at home?
It's a scam.
Is it?
Is it a scam?
Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. It's the same thing that they're always trying to do. In order to get that, in order to get that, you got to give me your fucking email and your credit card and all that bullshit, and you got to go up and you got to turn it off manually and all that. And it's a scam. They're just trying to get.
That'd be funny
Did you fall for this?
What's that?
Did you fall for this? Is that how you know?
No, hold on. There's legitimacy to this question. Okay, so I fell for it a while ago. All right, when something else was going on, I'm like, all right, let me see what this is, and I'm going through it, and I'm like, oh fuck this, you're not getting my information. Click, I'm done, right? Mm-hmm. But I've seen so many of these promos that come up. Not that I watch porn at all. I mean, like it's just another way to get your information. Don't fall.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
I
believe that. I absolutely believe it.
This was a pretty funny story, man. Similar. So we go from one stripper falling off the pole to going to wanting to be a food critic to now, because of the coronavirus and trying to keep people indoors, but also still get that money coming into the strip clubs. And like, we'll just stream it online.
I would laugh if it was the same girl. Like, the food thing didn't work out, so I'll go back to stripping to a smaller pole.
Yeah, that would require her to fly from Texas, and right now ain't nobody doing that.
Maybe she can put pads around everything. Who knows?
Yeah, man. But I thought this was pretty funny, man. Shout out. Was that you, Lowry, that dropped this in the chat this week?
Yeah, and on to the next one. I think I dropped this one too. You see this article?
You know what? This I don't know, man. This
is so stupid. I had to post something in here about this.
No fucking sense. The world
none.
The pandemic. Everybody knows nobody uses condoms anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like every time you go into like Walmart or something like that, they're like quadruple stacked, like too many boxes, like all over the place.
Yo, dude, like this is crazy. This is funny, but also crazy.
Like, hey, you can't make dude. You can't make mouth babies. So.
Oh. Yeah, this is nuts. I doubt that there's any validity to this at all.
No.
But, I mean,
all I'm going to say is the hospitals were not ready for the coronavirus. Be ready in 9 months for this fucking baby boom.
There's definitely going to be a boom.
Be ready.
Yeah, there is definitely going to be a baby boom, especially for those who don't have kids already. They got nothing but all day and all night. And nothing but time on their hands, dude. It's only so much cooking and video games and board games that you can do.
In Fortnite.
Well, there's some people addicted to that, so that'll probably be all day thing.
So who was it what was it? I saw a meme that said talking about like, I don't want to go into a hospital in like 9 months and see a baby called like coronavirus, like the name it was spelled. Did you guys see that meme?
First name Corona, middle name virus. Like, come on, dude.
It's like VRY. ES or something like that. It was
Crazy.
like
Corona with a K. Like, come on.
yeah.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
That's like in school when you're in 6th grade and you're getting the talk, when they separate the boys and the girls, they both go to different classrooms and like, or you could get the worst STD of all, pregnancy.
Yeah, man.
So some other lighthearted before we go on to the next one. Did you see that Pornhub donating masks to first responders and all that other shit?
Now that's a good thing, dude. That's a good thing. That actually was some really good news coming out of this past week. The fact that they're donating 50,000 masks to first responders is huge because they have a shortage. And not to get into too many political anything, but it's a shortage, and we're trying to figure out why, and everyone's trying to help and make it happen. So we just need people to get off their butts and off their hands and just make it happen. These people need those masks, and they need them to help other people. So we just need to make it happen. Let's get it done, people.
I absolutely agree with you. I think we're missing the real story here, guys. The real story here is what the fuck is Pornhub doing with 50,000 masks?
Well, dude, in here in the article it says
themselves, I think they're buying. They found a way to buy the mask and get them sent over. But
go with the joke, man. Just go with the joke. Nobody takes us seriously anyway. All right, come on, guys.
Listen, you know why they got the mask.
So it does say in this article that they're offering premium content free for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like Mike said, you have to get in the credit card, and then you're screwed.
Listen, I got a bridge here in Michigan. I'll sell you too.
Yeah. You're paying for it. Essentially, once you sign up, you're starting to pay for all those masks that they're sending over.
Pretty much, man.
Oh, here we go.
Well, in other news, before we get into the collective bargaining stuff, I want to talk about my man's Tom Brady leaving the New England Patriots like I said he would. However, he did not go to the place that I thought he would go. So, I got to take an L there. But I think this is probably going to be one of the dumbest moves Tom Brady has ever made in his career, because he's not winning with Tampa Bay. And I think a lot of people can agree with me with this.
When I saw the news, I was like, "Oh yeah, Tampa has a team." That was my reaction.
They still playing down there?
Yeah.
I always forget. Like every time I hear about them, I'm like, "Oh yeah."
What's the biggest name to come out of Tampa Bay? Warren Sapp when he went down there.
That's it.
Probably, yeah, that's about it.
Warren Sapp and Gruden.
Yeah.
And Gruden. And I mean, what Tiki Barber's brother Rondé played down there too, didn't he?
Rondé was there during that championship time.
Yeah, the championship run. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and Gruden, that's the first time I've heard his name.
Mm-hmm.
That name was with Tampa Bay, but I knew he was leaving. I don't understand the Tampa. Well, hold on. Let me back up.
I want me to break it down for you?
I understand why he's going, because of all the guaranteed money they threw at him, and he feels like he deserves his money, which he does. He deserves his pay. However, if you want to win, that ain't it. That is not. They got some pieces, but they don't have enough. They don't have a good defense that will help him enough to help them win, even contend for a playoff spot, in my opinion.
So do we know offhand how much they did offer him?
Was it 125 guaranteed or something like that? 120,
like that.
125 guaranteed,
and
fully guaranteed.
Yeah,
making him
Mike. I know you're waiting for it.
So
I just wanted you to go.
Come on,
the guarantee is $50 million for anyone who's curious.
$50 million? What? I thought it was 125 guaranteed up front. $50 million? Oh no, I would.
That's the guarantee.
That's why this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, because didn't who was that? One of the California teams offered him more money up front.
I mean, do a little quick.
I mean,
I remember
maybe. I can tell you right now that if you're a 41-year-old multiple Super Bowl winning quarterback that has more money than God and a wife that has more than that, and you are concerned about playing football for 2 more years because of a paycheck, that is literally the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard in my life. You have endorsements, you have money, your socks are worth more than my fucking house, dude. And you're worried about money. Like, I mean, come on.
Yes, this is now starting to make a little more sense to me now. I mean, the fact that okay, let me revamp. None of this makes sense, but I can see it a little more. If he's not going for the money, then he must be going to try to prove something that like he can try to win without without Bill Belichick. That's the only thing I can see this as, because none of this makes sense in the grand scheme of things.
And well, what better place to go to win than Tampa Bay? I mean, this makes no fucking sense at all. This is the worst career move in the history of professional careers. This is literally going to blemish his entire legacy as a football player. You've got the golden boy, Tom Brady.
I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that deep either.
I'm going to go that deep, and you guys
because you hate him already. Stop it, Mike.
Mike's always going that deep.
Here's why.
All right, Mike, I'm sorry.
So it says here on the one New York Times article, it says a guaranteed salary of $25 million for 2 years, and then with $4.5 million incentives for each year.
Okay, there's the $9 million now, so yeah.
It can be up to depending on incentives and stuff like that as usual.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Mike. Get into it. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Tom Brady's the golden boy of the NFL. He is the man. He is the face of the NFL. If you had to say somebody else is the face, maybe Drew Brees. Okay, but even when Peyton was the man, Tom Brady was right next to him. And when he left, he took over. So now you've got NFL's golden boy, the man who had
neck and neck argument.
The man. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But we're talking about this guy. You made me lose my train of thought. You're killing me. So he took less money how many times with New England in order to strengthen the team, in order to be in New England, in order to keep championships coming in. That happened not once in his career. I believe twice he restructured his deal at least to get more people on that team. So this to me is all ego. It's not here. It's not here. It's right here. That's what he's thinking with. This is all he got butt hurt, and he doesn't want to play in New England anymore. And him and Bill, I guess Bill took one of the cookies. Bill took the last cookie. That's what it was. Bill took the last cookie at the birthday party.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. I'll make sure I tell you exactly what that is because I heard the report on it. So I'm going to let you finish.
Whatever. I mean, I don't know any reports. I can tell you that there has been tension there since Kraft said he wanted him when Belichick said he didn't want him. And Brady never got over it. And guess what? He got his way again. He got the contract handed to him in New England. Listen, you're going to make this much money. There's going to be plenty of money. You got a great shot at 2 more championships, 2 more playoff runs. And what does he do? He takes his ball and he goes home. Fuck you. You're not a team player. You don't care about the city of Boston. You don't care about the NFL. All you care about is your ego and yourself, and you're not that good anyway, and we're going to find out this year when you get your ass lit the fuck up.
Spoken like a true hater, Mike, and I'll tell you why. So, first of all, how do you say a man who spent his entire 20 years of his career in New England, in Boston, does not care about Boston? That's BS, first of all.
Then he would have stayed.
He don't have to stay. He gave him everything already. It's time for him to go.
Yeah, 2 more years. Could give him 2 more years.
You don't have to. He gave him everything. He got him 6 championships, more than they would have had with anybody else. So let's start there. Secondly, let's talk about the fact that the reports that are coming out, and this is where I will give you some credence, that it came out that Bill Belichick didn't want to pay him more money. And Tom deserves that money. Everything that he's given them, he deserves it. And Brady and Belichick didn't want to give it to him. And he was also starting to ice Tom Brady, starting to kind of put him on the outside because he wanted to get rid of him. And you know how Belichick is. He's a stern guy. So he didn't want to really put that much more time into cultivating a relationship with Tom. So he iced him. And Tom's like, well, why are you starting to turn on me? You know what I mean? So and that's the reports that are coming out of New England that was just read on the sports radio station that we have here in Detroit just last week. It was a long report that came out of the CBS radio station from somebody who covers Boston sports. So because of that, his ego is definitely shot. But just like any competitor, whether it be Michael Jordan, LeBron James, whether it be Shaq, Kobe, they got the mindset, you do this to me, I'll show you. And that's what he did. And now it's starting to make more sense. Now, would I go to Tampa for the show me? Probably not. But he apparently sees something in them that we don't. We all think it's stupid. Even me being a Tom Brady fan, I think it's stupid. But he apparently saw something in them that we didn't, and we just have to see.
I don't know, man. I think he's just dollar signs.
I think it was ego and it was money, and that's really all it was.
Yeah, but if it was money, I think he would have gone somewhere because somebody else offered him a fully guaranteed contract, and it was in the hundreds.
And that's why I think it was more ego.
Yeah. I don't think it was 100% money.
You think his pride was hurt?
Yeah, no, the money played in because the money was what hurt his pride. An insequential, a stupid amount of money that is a drop in the bucket compared to what he's got in his pocket right now.
And Robert Kraft would have given it to him. Kraft would have given it to him, but the fact that he knew that Belichick didn't want to give it to him, and he helped that guy win championships, and vice versa, Belichick helped Brady win championships. There's typically a closer relationship with the coach and the player than there is the owner and the player, and that's a tough one. And if we see them, because now he's in the NFC, right?
He is now in the NFC, correct.
So if we see them in the
division, which makes no sense to me either.
That division is hot, dude, when it comes down to quarterbacks. You got to play Drew Brees. You got to play
Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice. Yep, Matty Ice. Yeah. You got to play him. And, I mean, you would have had to play Cam Newton, but he's not there anymore. So
we didn't know that at the time.
We did know that. Yeah, you're right. But you would have had to play Cam Newton. Like, this would have been a quarterback heavy division. It was lights out. So it would have been all eyes on this division all season.
I'm telling you, the move makes no sense. It just
I agree with you. I think this is probably the only time we'll agree on something, Tom Brady. I agree with you.
But I think the only thing it makes sense for is Tampa, because they're going to have attention on them.
Yeah,
they're going to sell tickets. They're going to sell merchandise. It only makes sense.
And they're going to be able to sign more players. Look, and Ndamukong Suh signed right back with them after Tom Brady signed with them. So, yeah, and Ndamukong Suh can still ball. I hate we lost him here in Detroit, but he can still ball, and that's going to make more people want to sign in Tampa. Look, Florida already has great weather, so that's going to bring players there. Much like in the NBA, you get a lot of players that want to go out west because the weather's good, the scenery's good. You got the big companies out there, the production studios, this, that, and the other. But when it comes down time to Florida, which is football central for a lot of different people, you're gonna get a lot of people that's gonna come over there for the weather and Tom Brady now. We'll see.
There's a lot of ways to look at that, man, because somebody else brought up a point with the Tampa Bay thing, just to kind of enforce your a reason to go to Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston threw 30 plus interceptions last year, so you try to take that interception number down, and it makes sense. But I said, yeah, but if he threw all those interceptions, he threw the interceptions because he was on the run, because he has a bad line, and he's also a mobile quarterback. Two things that Tom Brady is not. People commonly say that Tom Brady is a mobile quarterback because he rushes for a half a yard for a fourth down, game. That doesn't make you a mobile quarterback. That just means you know where to put the ball and then fall on your ass.
Well, there's a difference between a running quarterback and a mobile quarterback. Maybe that's what their argument is.
Possibly, but I don't think Tom Brady's either. I mean, I
would agree.
Jameis Winston is, definitely more mobile. I would say
is a running quarterback, much like Cam and Michael Vick were running quarterbacks. They sometimes seem like they have a run first mentality because they know it's almost like that's their crutch, like their feet will get them out of it if throwing the ball can't. And I think that's probably why we thought their line wasn't as good as it was. Now, granted, I'm not saying that Tampa Bay's line is like top 5, but I think they could probably have been better if you got a guy who would actually use them. So we'll have to see.
I think we will see, and I think it's going to be entertainment for me all year because I can't. This guy can grasp it.
That's going to be entertainment for us too, watching you two guys going back and forth on it.
If they win, Mike,
bring on the season. I'm fucking ready.
I can't wait. Win, I'll eat it, but guess what? It's not going to happen.
All right, it's all good. Playoffs a bust. That's how I look at it. They might not make they definitely not making the Super Bowl this year, but they make the playoffs.
It's just a failure.
Yeah, if they don't make the playoffs, it's a failure for sure.
Done.
Playoffs a bust.
Worst case scenario, we can all make our own. We can play Madden or something.
Well, I mean, keeping it on NFL, it looks like the new CBA finally got a vote. Did they actually submit it, Mike, or are they still postponing the vote due to the virus?
According to the article what the hell just happened? Am I still here?
You're still
we're
all looking paper.
Oh, okay.
I was pulling up the article
that I saw. There was an actual vote in there of the 2,000 players. It said 1,000 something to 9
something. It
so
did.
It did happen. It did get ratified and pushed through. I think there's a whole bunch of interesting points here, but it's going to take a long time to go through the whole thing. I think the biggest point here is the 17-game season that is changing and the playoff format that's changing.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, B.
No, you go ahead, but
no, I just had a question. Are they taking out one of the preseason games?
Yes.
Did I read that in there? So they're exchanging a regular season for a preseason.
But here's how that's going to work. So it's a bye week now. It's not necessarily the preseason is just 3 games. Like you get 3 games. The 4th game that was normally there will still be a bye week, and then you go right into the season. So it's still the same length of time, which means now you're going to extend the season 1 more game, and the playoff format changes. I mean, that's Mike's highlight. Mine is the fact that the players are finally getting more money, which they deserve.
They do pretty good with the profit sharing that they're doing. I mean, their salaries have gone up exponentially in the last 10 years.
And as they should. They deserve it. Them guys deserve it, but they do deserve more money, which now gives more room for more guaranteed money. And then even the practice squad players, which we've seen a lot of good players come off the practice squad in the past 2 or 3 years. Now they're getting more money as well. So, and then you can add more players to the roster, which is good on active game day, and even more players to the practice squad roster. So that was a couple of highlights for me, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how that shakes out for a couple of guys.
Yeah, it's actually interesting because going into that 17-game season, it's as a former season ticket holder, I can tell you that financially to the fan, there's not going to be that much of a difference because we were forced to buy 2 preseason tickets going in. So whatever the reasoning is behind this is not due to ticket sales. It's not due to putting people into the stadium. This is all TV money. This has got to be TV contract money because
that's what I read. That's what I read. So the negotiating aspect was, okay, if we give them more money, we want an extra game. And so if we're going to share more of our revenue with the players, then we want an extra game for it because we want to recoup some of that money on the back end. And that's how they did it. TV deals, concession, parking. That's how they did it with that game because they knew they would make more money then.
That was the angle that they played going in this time, but they've been trying to extend the season for 20 years, and they just
they have, but that's how they got it this time. This is how they were able to maneuver and figure out a way to get it. That was the angle. Like you said, that was the angle how they got it, and it worked.
I think there's a bad thing coming out of here too. By the way, I think we need to talk about that too. I think
I think we're on the same page.
This extended playoff format is the worst. Is horrible. It's, in my opinion, what makes basketball less exciting. It's too big. You're putting too many teams in there. We've had 7 and 9 teams in the past holding home playoff games for division wins because divisions have been so poor in the past.
Yep.
Now we're almost guaranteeing at least one 500 team is going in there, and probably a team that's below 500 is going to make the playoffs now.
Dude, I'm in the NFC North, and I remember a year when an 8-8 team, because you were number 1 in your division, made the playoffs.
Yeah,
that should not happen.
Seattle was 7 and 9 and held a home playoff game against the Saints and lost. That was the beast mode game.
Yep, it should.
Remember that.
Hang on a second.
Yep.
Somebody's on my door. Hold on a second.
Who's that creeping in my window? How? Nobody now.
Shout out to Sunday obligations.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
someone wanted it early.
Makes an excellent point when it comes down to this playoff format being expanded. It's only going to water down the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you guys. Like, it's just not even the NFL. Like, the NHL's got their 4 rounds. The NBA, I think even MLB's starting to talk about expanding too. It's just, like all we're getting. It's just I think less would be more.
Yeah, what it is
Just
the TV money. Now, see, I'm a huge basketball fan, so I don't necessarily mind the playoffs being what they were. I think what they should do is maybe shorten back the games again. Do it to like the first round being 5 games and second round maybe doing 5 games and then going 7-7 from there. But I think it'll make it more competitive. But you can keep the same amount of teams in it. This is definitely going to water down the NFL with these playoff games. I'm not for it.
I agree. And
it's a little bit much.
Even with the NBA, man. I mean, 2 months. I mean, even hockey is arguably too long. I mean, but it's 2 months is just a long.
Yeah, no sport should span all 4 seasons.
I think baseball in itself is long. So now you're going to add. I'm saying period. Overall, the whole season. 162 games.
Yep.
Yeah, so 162 games. You're going to play those, and then now you're going to extend the playoff season. No, I'm not for that either.
What was the change there? We're instead of it being a wild card, it's going to be a series now
with MLB? I have no clue. I have no clue.
We should talk about that next week. We should research that.
Yeah, we'll look into that. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to baseball this season. We actually had a fundraiser game that we're
doing. What's that like?
I know, right? We're going to play some softball, man. Our store against our sister store, and that was going to get us ready for the baseball season. And dear old Corona decided to knock on our door, and somebody let it in.
Someone's team is going to be named that next year as a
joke. The Coronas. Next year. Hopefully not this year. It'd be too soon for the Bulls. It'd be too soon. But speaking of NBA, I want to highlight a couple things that's going on to help our communities, especially during these times where no events are going on. A lot of the players have stepped up to the plate to help out the workers who are going to be working at their arena during the NBA seasons and who now literally, if this is their only job, have no income coming in because entertainment has come to a screeching halt. And a few of the players who have stepped up to the plate, and there's a few more, but Kevin Love being the first to top it off, started out with $100K to the players who, used to be the Quick Loan Arena. Now it's the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Giannis Antetokounmpo with Milwaukee, and then Zion Williams. They all stepped up $100K to support the workers who are working concessions in the arenas, and that's big.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very, very brave of those guys to step up to the plate to do that, but it's also very admirable. And we've seen a couple other players step up to the plate. But my big question is, what about the owners? What are they going to do to help out? Most of these owners, if not all of them, are billionaires, but I would say most of them are billionaires. And then you got like some ownership groups who collectively probably are worth $1 billion. But I wonder, man, what are they going to do to step up to the plate? Are they going to follow the lead, or they're going to just let their players kind of help out temporarily? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I hope to see something.
Yeah, same here.
I can tell you that these stories are deeper than usually we get, and a lot of the things that are done in general, and I'm not calling anybody out specifically, but a lot of these moves that are made are PR moves, they're tax moves, they're making donations to for those reasons, and they get benefits from making these donations too. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure the owners are probably doing something, but you're never going to hear about that. It'd be interesting if we could find out. I'd be interested.
Well, I know here in Pittsburgh, the Penguins are paying their arena employees.
Nice, and I know here in Detroit, well, Dan Gilbert himself has helped out, even though he owns the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's paid for all the coronavirus tests here in the city.
Oh, wow.
And donated them. They set up a whole coronavirus testing station at the Old State Fairgrounds here in Detroit. So he's donated a lot. I mean, he practically owns the city here. He owns a lot of real estate.
Yeah.
Quick Loans is right here in downtown now. So he practically owns the city, and a lot of people work for him. And that was big of him to step up to the plate. And
he's protecting his investment. All those people.
Absolutely. But even furthermore than that, because he does a lot of free things for the city, which is great.
Yeah.
That's one guy I can say who doesn't care about the tax write-off. Like you only capped it so much that you can write off before it's like, okay, dude, we're not just going to give you everything. But
you're only as good as your employees. So
yeah, man.
Somebody just a great example this week of an owner doing something for their teams, and for every Ranger and Nick fan out there, Dolan got the virus, so that's the best thing that's happened to Nick.
Oh no!
Next to the Rangers for 25 years.
Dang,
shout out to E.
Y'all hate that guy out there, man. Wow. Dang, Mike, tell us how you really feel, man.
I think he just did.
Hey, yikes. Well, I mean, all jokes aside, man, I do hope everyone who has contracted it, man, finds a way to beat this thing, man. We've lost a lot of people locally here. Sounds like somebody's in trouble.
Oh no.
We lost a lot of people here locally. Some people I know, I have come in contact with across the years. Some people I went to high school with that lost contact with, man. They lost their lives. Some people that I know. I mean, this thing is serious. So people take this serious. When they say stay indoors, if you don't have to go out for anything that's essential, stay inside. This is not a joke.
And don't go out as a group with a whole family. Like, just do one person. If they need to go to a grocery store run, send one person. Don't go. The other day, I saw a family of 5 going out to the grocery store when I went to go grab some stuff.
Dude, this
like, y'all are idiots.
Playing basketball on a court by my job. I literally wanted to throw a grenade out the window if I had one. Like, what are you doing?
We were on the way to the doctor's on Thursday, and there was a little bike trail, and the whole parking lot for that was full. Like, everyone was out. People were just next to each other.
Those are the dumbasses that are getting sick and that are extending this whole thing.
Yeah. Did you guys see that story about the dude who wanted to be social media famous? He was going around licking stuff.
Oh that's stupid.
Well, they're talking with terrorism, right?
Yeah, and the other guy who was doing it, I think he was licking toilets on Instagram or whatever, and he contracted the coronavirus. So now he's in the hospital.
He should have deserved that shit for licking a toilet in the first place.
You got to be stupid.
Time.
Oh, here we go.
You're telling me that he didn't have the virus, but he was licking toilets.
He got something worse now.
I'm just confused. Where's the logic? Like, there's got to be more to the story.
So he was going around licking stuff, and toilets was one of the main things that he was licking. So but I'm sure he probably picked. No, he got sick afterwards.
Right, but he wasn't sick before he did that.
Correct.
We don't know 100%, but it does look like that's what the doctors are saying, that you were licking all of these surfaces. We don't know where it came from or what happened, but you now have it.
He was going around licking handrails and toilets and like weird shit.
Yeah. You got it.
He's lucky he only contracted that virus, much than anything else.
His mouth almost fell off.
It's early. Anything can happen.
Yeah, man. So Mike, what are you getting at here? It sounds like you got a couple more questions.
Mike, you look disturbed.
He looks perplexed.
I can't believe that happened. Like who raises a child, and for some reason that child thinks that's okay to do?
Come on, bro. Do you not know where you live?
I know this is the Tide Pod Society. I get that. I get the Tide Pod thing. I understand that. And we talked about this. This is just God weeding out the stupid ones. I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think that was?
Level, man. This is like, who licks a toilet, man?
Listen,
apparently that guy.
Taco Bell, dude, and then posts it on Instagram and think that the police are not going to come and arrest you. Like, this is the society we live in. Everybody wants to be Instagram famous. Everyone wants to be a social media all-star.
When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, some guy went out and ate horse shit, literally. I mean, this is where we're at.
This is what we're doing now. This is the day we live in. And it sucks because you get us who are like of a certain age. Well, I mean, we got some people that we know that are not too bright in our age range, but that's neither here nor there. But it causes us to look at them like, who is raising you? And now we see. Some of them are not being raised by parents. Let's be honest. Some of them are raising themselves because the parents are not at home. So, I mean, then there's that. But that's a conversation for another day.
I mean, I don't want to say it.
Yeah, that brought you down there, didn't it, Mike?
Dude, Mike, I've never seen you look so disturbed. Like, you just...
I am. Fuck. Like, I can't even begin to fathom what kind of stupidity has got to be going through your head, or what you like. I mean, drugs, lots of drugs, maybe
drugs, alcohol. It's there.
Lots of drugs excuse, but I mean, come on, man.
It's kind of like that meme I saw the other day that showed Jesus, and it says they're still looking at buttholes in 2020, more coronavirus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's messed up, but dude, it's like,
wow, that was
there's
impressive.
Yeah, man.
There's some dumb people that want to get, like Eric said, some dumb people that want to get famous.
Yeah, they just want to get famous, bro. They just want to get famous. But enough of the negative talk, man. Let's bring it up a notch. Let's get the mood back right, man. So let's talk about music. There's a couple of good albums that have dropped this week, but first and foremost, man, I want to highlight a good friend of ours in the community who has dropped a quick little video on Facebook. Mike Kincaid did his own guitar version of the 90s X-Men intro music, and that was killer.
It was phenomenal, dude.
It was really good.
The riffs were really dope. He did a good job, man. So shout out to Mike. Let's clap him up.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, always. Good job, Mike Kincaid. I don't know if you've heard this yet or you listen to the show, man, but we love you, man. Good job. He also makes a lot of great shirts in the community. His artwork is great. I actually bought a shirt from him at TFCon last year. That one that he had God dog it, how does he escape my name now? From G.I. Joe. Zartan, there it is.
Oh yeah,
Zartan.
yeah.
I'm a dude just playing another dude or disguised as
dude,
another dude.
I'm gonna pick that one up. I love that. Every time we see him, I pick up a shirt or like at TFCon, I get him to buy a bunch of them and do it.
Show him your hat, Lowry. Look straight.
Look at that right there. You know what I mean? I got that from him too. So
yeah, man.
He does great, phenomenal work. He does great photoshops. Check him out. We'll post his link to his website and everything else, and so you guys can check it out.
He's got he's on a podcast too, Blackout and Shout.
Yep,
yeah, man.
Blackout and Shout. Check it out.
And Levi and who else? It's one other person, right?
It's Levi. Was it Levy? And who else?
It's one other person that they have on the podcast.
Jed.
There it is. Yep. So they do a pretty good job, man. Shout out to those guys. Check out Blackout and Shout on YouTube and the other podcasting platforms, man. Those are cool peeps. But yeah, man. So what are you guys listening to right around now? I know everyone's trying to stay sane. What's some of the music you guys have in your headphones or blasting out throughout the house, making your own concerts?
Oh God, yeah. So there's been a lot of music released. Surprisingly enough, with all this stuff going on, there's been a lot of music that's been releasing within the last few weeks.
People are still entertaining us.
Like me, take for instance on my end, like that Jessie Reyez that dropped that song with Eminem. Like, dude, did you guys listen to that song yet?
Yeah, I heard it. It's pretty dope.
She's got a phenomenal voice. I briefly listened to the rest of the album. The rest of the album is a little bit different than what that song is, but she's got a good voice, man. And did you listen to that at all?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Okay. What you listening to this week, Wolf? You got anything new or any oldie but goodies you're revisiting, trying to keep yourself sane?
Well, I haven't been in the car much to listen to anything, so I haven't done a lot.
You have a Bluetooth speaker in the house somewhere?
Yeah, we got a couple. I mean, Crystal's got her records playing. She had the Cars playing yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Tom Jones.
Nice.
It's not unusual.
Yeah, that was on.
I can see him dancing the Carlton dance with that song's coming on. Oh, there we go.
Listen, I thought Carlton was the whitest dance moves I've seen with that little snap, but Mike just came in with it.
Got you covered, Virgin.
My man. Yeah, man. I've been listening to a couple of things this week myself, man. Like DC Young Fly. I know a lot of people have heard of him. He's a comedian. He's on Wild 'N Out, does the 85 South podcast, and then they tour. But he came out with a song, man, an R&B song. It didn't sound too bad, called 24 Hours. So I thought that was pretty cool. I've been rocking that a little bit this week. But what's been in constant rotation, man, is that new Joyner Lucas, that ADHD album. That thing is sick.
That song Will is phenomenal, dude. He actually did a video just recently about thanking him about Will Smith actually thanked him about that song and everything, like what all they put in it. It was a good one.
Yeah, man. He's a dope artist. He reminds me a lot of Eminem mixed with, trying to pinpoint it. he has a really dope rap style, like Bone Thugs and Harmony mixed with Eminem, and the way he harmonizes on his albums and his flow being fast, but then also how he can like give you some off the wall type lyrics like Eminem, and his lyrical wordplay is pretty dope. I dig it, man. He dropped that this week. I've been rocking that new Jules Santana, Free Jules. I've been rocking that. That was dope this week. And then a couple of weeks ago, DJ K Slay, and then also Jadakiss dropped some albums. So that stuff has been in constant rotation. If you haven't heard Living Legends by DJ K Slay and you're a fan of hip hop, you're doing yourself a disservice. That album, and it's only 8 tracks, so it's like an EP or mixtape. Phenomenal album. And Queen Latifah has shown people that she's still got skills.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was a good one.
Killer. So you got to check that out. What about you, Mike? You listening to anything this week?
I generally don't contribute too much to this segment of the show, but it just turns out that I was turned on to something new this week. It's
he was turned on, all right.
Oh yeah, it's not new by any stretch of the imagination. This has been around for quite some time, but I'd never heard of it. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
It's new to you.
Yeah, it's new to me. You probably all know. Probably everyone listening to the show has seen this 1,000 times, but it's called Baby Metal.
Yep.
And honestly, if somebody played this for me in the car, as soon as it got to the lyrics, I would have looked at him sideways, like, "Get this shit out of my fucking car." What is this? But if you watch the video, okay, and you watch the video and you watch the dance, you watch everything that's going, you still say, "What the fuck is this? What am I watching?" But you want to watch it again.
And it's catchy. And it's catchy as shit.
Yeah, and then the music starts to hit, and you're like, "Wow, this is actually a pretty good song."
Yeah.
Overall, because when they're, and it's called the one you want to try. The first song you want to listen to if you do check these guys out, Baby Metal, is "Gimme Chocolate."
Yeah.
All right. If you're a hardcore metal, Gimme Chocolate.
Yeah.
Gimme Chocolate.
We'll post a link in the description.
Yeah. Bird, just check this out, bro. I'm telling you, you're gonna flip your shit.
All right, I'll check it out. I
did feel a little dirty afterwards, and it's a true story. This actually happened. After seeing this group, Baby Metal, and for those of you who know who Baby Metal is, you're going to totally understand where I'm coming from here. Apparently, they've been around for a long time, like I said. And I'm watching this video, and I'm looking at these girls, and I'm like, man, they look young, but they can't be that young. But are they that young? I'm not sure. Right? I start researching, and I do a Wikipedia of it, all right? And I find out everything, and I'm like, wow, these girls have been doing this since they're 10 years old. And then I looked at the video that I saw, and I started doing some math, trying to figure out how old they were. And I'm like, okay, 20, 19, 19. We're good.
All right. He's like, I don't feel as dirty now, and my arm doesn't hurt as much.
Safe. I just seen him this year. I'm safe. All right.
Shit.
That's what's up, man.
Because what it is, the music, it starts out like hard rock, right? Like it's hard. Like it's pretty good. And then all of a sudden you hear like these Japanese schoolgirl voices start like singing and rapping and shit like that in Japanese. You're like, what? It's like a throat. Remember, I explained this last night on the live video feed where I said it looked like the girls. Remember in Blade, like the girls rapping in the club scene.
Oh,
like the Japanese girls, but instead of like a dubstep type beat, like think of like hard like rock, like fucking headbanging, like metal type shit. It was like Wolf last night was even humming this shit in the middle of us like talking last night. It was funny as hell.
It's hard. It's death metal. It's straight death metal coming in. Then it hits EDM, and then like if you don't understand Japanese, it just sounds like these chicks are beatboxing because you don't.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you got to check this shit out.
I'll share the link in the after hangout with us after the video so you can see it, dude. You'll laugh.
I'll check it out.
Real quick, I just while you guys were talking, I was sampling this Jesse Reyes song "Coffin." It's pretty good. I'm gonna listen to it more when we sign off.
Yeah, man, it's not bad. It's not bad. Eminem kills that beat. That beat is like tailor made for him.
That beat, and then it just switches. Dude, it goes from one, and all of a sudden it just flips on. And all of a sudden he pops.
Very melodic. But speaking of rap albums, man. So there's 2 albums that I think people have been waiting on for quite some time. One longer than the other. Mac Miller's album finally dropped. His estate finally released Circles, which a lot of people were waiting on that. That dude's a dope MC, and RIP to Mac Miller. Tragedy to Pittsburgh's own tragic ending to a dude's life, man. When drugs get in the way, sometimes that stuff happens. So shout out to him. That album was actually pretty decent. And then Jay Electronica, man, 10 years we've been waiting on that dude's debut album. And it finally dropped. 10 years, dude. He's been signed to Rock Nation and Jay-Z and those guys. And I don't know what happened, what was the delay, but I know a lot of people are buzzing about it. They say it's pretty good. I've only heard 2 tracks so far, so I can't really give my opinion on it, but it's pretty dope. And then what I'll round out with, what I bounced with this week was 2 Chainz single as well, No TV, which bangs. So 2 Chainz is 2 Chainz, like he does what he does.
Well, there, like for me on my end, there was 2 other albums I didn't get a chance to finish up. One was Childish Gambino. He dropped an album this week.
Yeah, it's really popular. Very, very, very.
Yeah,
very
I did not expect that. And then the other one, you guys probably didn't listen to. There's 2 other albums. There's one by Adam Calhoun, which he does like country rap, but you wouldn't, if you listen to his voice and you didn't watch the video, you wouldn't realize this dude was a dude out in the middle of country somewhere.
Yeah,
he spit some rhymes, dude. He's been around for, I think, quite a long time, 10, 20 years or something.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
He's been around a long time. So, and check out the album. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you're going to have to probably bump that on one day when we on a hangout or something, because I don't really rock out the country at all.
It's not country, dude. It's straight rap. Like, seriously, you'll be surprised. I'll do it off the after hangout so you can hear it.
I heard it's Wolf's favorite genre.
He like, sure.
He was giving you a number 1.
No, he gave him, what you call it, the Bronx salute?
Yeah.
Bronx cheer.
The Bronx cheer.
Bronx cheer.
Yeah, man. Well, one of the things that, I mean, we know, and we keep saying this, and I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but entertainment's been locked down. We don't know where it's going to pick back up in the next couple of months. And one of the things that I was looking forward to this summer was actually taking the wife to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire. They're coming with Carlos Santana. They were coming here to Detroit, and that concert got canceled, man.
Yeah.
That's a bummer, because that's one of those bands that's getting older, and Carlos Santana's getting older, and we don't know how much longer we're going to have those guys around. So it would have been great to see them in concert, and hopefully it's just postponed and not fully canceled. And we'll get to see them one day. I remember coming up, man, wanting to see Michael Jackson so bad as a kid, and that's one of the legends that I missed. I'm hoping not to list these legendary acts here, man. They make some really good music. Really good music.
Eric, that's really good, and that's a great answer to the question that I'm about to ask Lowry and Wolf. Is there anything, because of what's going on right now, that you didn't realize, but all of a sudden it dawned on you, oh wow, I can't do that now, months from now, as a result of what's going on at this moment? Think about it for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, we lost NJCC, we lost TFCon in Orlando. That was,
well, that's in the short term. That's
in the long term.
But yeah, hey, I was going to do that in July, or I was doing this in June. Because that we got to think about that stuff now. That kind of stuff. Is there anything like that affects you guys?
I got something while they're thinking. I was supposed to take a trip with my family to California again later this year, and that's gone. And then we were going to do a local family trip to when I say local, I mean to the region. We were supposed to either go to Indiana or Cleveland, and now that's gone. So now we don't even know if Christmas we're going to be able to travel to Orlando to Universal Studios. We're supposed to rent a house with my family here in the house, and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and my brother and sister-in-law. We were supposed to get a house and hang out at Universal Studios a couple of days, and who knows, that might be gone.
Well, for me on my end, we do family camping trips and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We end up getting, we got all my nieces and nephews, and my brothers, my brother, all my sisters, their family. We all get together a couple times a year. We go camping. We do miscellaneous trips. We do beach trips. We rent a house, stuff like that. Just stuff like that. It got shot out the window right now because of what's going on. So, and the problem is that most of my family moved away now. So my brother and them are in North Carolina and stuff. So we don't get to see them as often. And so now it's just going to make it even worse. So just stuff like that, not being able to go into the convention, seeing you guys. I mean, I see you guys here on the video and stuff like that, but the banter and everything else is great, but nothing's better than sitting next to you guys, chilling, having a drink or whatever else is bullshitting and whatever else. You know what I mean? Just doing toy hunts, or whatever conventions.
That's a great point too, Lowry, that you brought up. I mean, I'm so thankful for that too, that we got together when we did, because we have each other right now. Whereas in a lot of the other guys in the community, they're just kind of out there, and they're not as connected as we are. But at least we got this, and we're staying in contact. And timing was kind of weird that way.
But
how about you, Wolf?
Actually, to piggyback off Wolf real quick, that's why it's so important. Piggybacking off of what Wolf said is to get in those hangouts when they're out there. So you could build that community, because you don't have it right now. You're not going to see people at these conventions. You're not going to be able to see your homeboy who lives 3 blocks down the street or 2 miles over in the next city or whatever, where you normally would be able to hook up and do some things. That's gone for right now. So it's very important now to keep that alive, because the bonds you build now could probably be the relationships that you keep moving forward and for the rest of your life,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's huge.
How about you, Wolf? What do you think?
Well, I mean, we weren't going to do much this year. We just purchased the house. We were trying to maybe take it easy, but this is probably potentially going to affect any vacation time I have, because I'm gonna have to burn my days off, because if this turns out she's indeed positive with this, we're gonna have to use my vacation so I can keep having a paycheck for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So that if something did pop up, that's going to affect it. Like, I don't, hopefully we still have the weekends for stuff, but like anything during the week is potentially out now. I don't know. I'm in a state of not knowing what's going on right now because of that.
Yeah. And hopefully they fix something for you guys for unemployment wise as well, Wolf. So even if your vacation time does run out, you still got something to kind of fall back on.
Yeah, I'm
better
hopeful.
than nothing.
Yeah,
Well, I think they're like really good about, like, they've been approving talking to a bunch of my friends right now that are unemployed because of it, or temporary unemployed. A lot of them have been like automatically pretty much approved, like doing all their stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Good stuff.
It's pretty wild, and I definitely feel for all of us and you guys, and we're all here for one another. And so if you guys need anything, just let me know. I'll do whatever I can. So
yeah, man. That's what's up. What's up, man. That's a good question, Mike. What about you? Is there something you were looking forward to this year that you were thinking like, maybe on the back burner now?
Yeah, I didn't realize, but 2 things, and I came to those realizations this week. One of which was I was really, really looking forward to taking my son to Hershey Park for the first time, because we just kind of like broke into carnival rides last year. It was really hard to get him to try, getting on one of those things because of the noise and everything like that. But once we got him on, we couldn't get him off, and he wanted to go on every single ride at the fair 10 times. So I really, really wanted to take him to Hershey Park for like 2 days. In the springtime when it's nice and slow, and we can get on everything and not worry about the crowds and stuff, because he doesn't do so good with the crowds. But so that's out, unfortunately. And the other thing that just hit me upside the head, like I just didn't even think of it, the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Olympics.
We're not gonna have the Olympics.
2020 out of here. Postponed for right now.
Yep.
But postponed for now. But I mean, that can have such an impact.
Major impact.
I was, me personally, I'm just going to miss out on some volleyball that I was really looking forward to, because I got into that last time. There's a whole bunch of Olympics I watch. I'm an Olympics.
Yes,
I mean, me too. Hey, other things you'll miss out on too, or not you missing out, but some of these companies is all that lotion and tissues are going to be missing out you buying from watching all that volleyball.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say, because that's going to fuck it up even more. I'm not
Dang.
Let me ask you guys, switching to a collector's standpoint from Mike's question, is anyone canceling any pre-orders because of this?
Thankfully, a lot of my stuff is paid up, so I don't have to worry about canceling. I'm just not going to pre-order anything else new. I'm just going to sit this one out because we don't know. But a lot of my stuff 94% of my stuff is already paid up. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think for me, like, I with everything going on with me health wise and stuff like that, before all this stuff happened, I had to cut back a little bit on some of the, like, I was only ordering fans toy stuff, for right
Mhm.
now. And I think right now that maybe I mean, I'm paid up for the next couple of figures, stuff like that, from a while ago before all this started happening. And so I may just do that. I may just hold off on a bunch of other stuff I planned on getting and then just stick to one thing for right now until things kind of, tamper out. Cause you never know. Like currently right now I'm working and I'm getting paid. Luckily I could work from home sometimes, but dude, I mean, we're starting to slow down as it is with us too. I mean, I
Yeah.
could be in the same boat you guys are here soon. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
That's a real good question, Wolf. If I'm more of a hunter, so I don't do a lot of pre-ordering. So I wouldn't, I don't have anything right now to cancel, so to speak. If I was pre-ordering, I certainly would have had all of Brand's toys pre-ordered, and I'm actually working on that with the vendor. And I wouldn't cancel those. I would absolutely keep those for sure.
Yeah.
The one thing that really, really, really does have me thinking twice right now because of the situation is that Sentinel statue.
Yeah.
Because it's not just one, it's three, and it's a substantial investment. So
That's a huge one, yeah.
yeah, so I don't know about that right now. I mean, I want to say that there's no way I can miss it, but I don't know. I have to imagine that having something like when you buy something like that, it's not necessarily sure it's part of the collection, but you can also take a piece like that and think of it almost as an investment because
Yeah.
I truly believe that once those are out of stock, I will at least get what I paid for it if I do decide to sell it.
Mhm.
So it's not necessarily money lost, it's money transforming into another form that'll be tied up for a while. It's just a matter of am I going to be able to tie that money up for, at that point in my life. So it's a really good question, Wolf. How about you, Wolf?
Robot wise, I'm paid up at least until August, so I don't have to worry about anything there. All the Fans Toy stuff is paid off. One Fans Hobby thing I pre-ordered is paid off. I'm good there. I had some Super 7 stuff going, the Thundercats and the Turtles that they're going to put out. Thinking about that. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. Depends on how things play out.
Well, those are paid for already, aren't they?
What's that?
When you I'm sorry. Did you order them from BBTS or did you order from Super 7?
A little bit of Entertainment Earth I ordered from there, and then BBTS for the rest. So nothing's paid off just yet.
Gotcha.
So right now I'm keeping it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, a couple of those. I'm in the same boat you. I forgot that I pre-ordered some of that stuff at BBTS, so it's like.
Yeah, thank God for free cancellation. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, had you ordered from Super 7, you'd be locked in already.
Yeah, that would.
So speaking of canceling and closing, did you guys see about GameStop?
I did.
Yeah, they're closing 300 stores,
300
man.
permanently.
300 stores, and I see some BS in this, and let me know if you guys are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. So even before this coronavirus hit, they were already talking about being in some financially strained straits here. So they were already talking about closing. So it sounds like BS for them to blame it on the coronavirus now. Like, oh, because of this virus, we now will not be reopening 300 stores when it's time to reopen. It sounds like BS to me. And I thought they were using this as an excuse. They were already talking about doing some shifting around to try to, I guess, rebrand their stores to where they're not so video game heavy, to where they're going towards like collectibles and this, that, and the other. We've seen that already taking place, but
like the premier stores or whatever they're called.
Yeah. It sounds. I'm not buying it.
There's a lot to this, and it's actually kind of interesting. First of all, I was pretty sure that we knew that they were closing stores already. They had already closed a wave of stores, and we knew that another wave of stores was closing. And to attach the coronavirus to it is definitely partially a PR move. But something did happen very recently in the tri-state area, specifically in New York. GameStops were operating because they deemed themselves essential retail. Well, as of 3 days before you posted that article, there was a letter, a note on the GameStop door, basically saying that due to the governor of New York, we were forced to close. So I guess New York State sent them a cease and desist or something. I don't know the legal term for it, but whatever the fuck it is. Yep. But they were told by New York State, close your fucking doors. You know,
I saw that. I saw that.
And then that came out a couple days later. Did it affect it? I don't know. Is New York the biggest market in the country? I think so. So it very well could have. You know?
Yeah, them in LA would probably be the biggest in the country. But what was crazy is when the virus hit, they came up with a plan to modify the way they did business. And I actually participated in that before it got too crazy, is that you would buy something online, pay for it online. So no money is exchanged, nothing changes hands. You show your ID at the door, basically putting your ID up to the glass. And then they give you your item in a box. They tell you to step back from the door 6 feet. They drop it in the box right outside the door and you pick it up out the box. So they weren't open fully. They weren't letting people in the stores, and they had modified hours from like 12 to 6 or 12 to 8 or something like that. And only the store manager and assistant manager was there. So they tried to still make sure people got their video games, because I mean, let's be honest, people were going to be stir crazy. And if they don't have anything to play with, now obviously you can download games, but there's a lot of people who don't deal with downloadable content. Yeah. They want that stuff. So they were trying to modify it, and to be fair, a lot of gamers appreciated that, you know, allow us to get the last bit of what we want before we are locked indoors. Even here in Michigan, they locked us down on Monday of last week. To where they did it, and people were able to get that one last hurrah, and then I hadn't seen anything more with GameStop. But I'm definitely not buying because of the virus. You're closing 300 stores. That's I smell some BS.
I got a question for you. So when they turned around and did that drop with you, were they wearing like protective gloves when they put it in the box and stuff like that, or what?
Yes, they did have on gloves. They didn't have on mask or anything, but they did have on gloves. And I don't know if they like sprayed everything with Lysol or anything. I didn't look that deep, but I know I sprayed the stuff down before I took it.
Because like, was the box specifically for you, or was it just a generic box sitting outside that they dropped it in?
Just a big old generic box, but they put the stuff inside of a bag already. So you got a little baggie, and they dropped it inside the box, and then you can pick it up right from the baggie. And
because the reason why I was piggybacking off of this is because they were saying like certain services, it stays on it for so much time. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I ask is that even though that they're protecting their employees from getting the virus, but they're still dropping it in this drop box. Like, how often are they cleaning that box? Anytime, are they doing it every time someone picks something up?
You know what I mean? They don't, and I can tell you because someone picked up something before I got it. So when I went and I picked my stuff up, I had gloves myself.
Yeah.
And then before I put it in my car, I sprayed it. I had a little can of Lysol in my car. I sprayed it because I can never be too safe with my kids.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to be safe, but I can tell you that was not the case with other people.
And I was asking about that because, you know, everything with your daughter and stuff. I was like, are they going to those extra measures? Like, it seems like they're doing more to protect their employees, not necessarily the public. But you know, they probably weren't thinking about that at the time either. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, their goal is just, I mean, as much as we like to say they're being selfish by staying open, and it could be some validity in that. Mm-hmm. There does seem to be some small percentage that they were still trying to make sure they provide gaming entertainment to their customers, because some people don't do digital media.
Yeah. And speaking of the whole digital media thing, you saw that now people are starting to, like Vudu and some other places, Amazon, are now offering like movies and everything, you know, box office stuff, you know, right at home. So
one of the first one was Onward from Disney. They dropped that on Amazon Cinema, where you can buy the movie or rent it, $20 for the purchase, or like $5 or $6 for the HD rental. So and moving forward, that's what's going to happen with a lot of blockbuster movies we thought were coming out.
Well, like, I'll share my screen real quick so you can see it real fast. This is how many, like, on my Vudu account that they offer, just that are blockbuster movies that just come out or getting ready to come out. They're offering to buy or rent. So
they have that same lineup right there on Amazon Prime. So if you don't have Vudu or you don't have Prime, you got options here. You got
Vudu, they're doing it on all of them right now. So
yeah, man. Mike, you were about to say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ducked out for a second. You guys were still on GameStop, I think, when I came back.
Yeah. You have something else to add to that?
Yeah, I was just curious. Don't they have cell phone plans at GameStop, or do they just buy used cell phones and sell cell phones?
They just buy and sell used cell phones. I think Comcast has their own plans for cell phone providers.
Do they sell the plans through GameStop? Because I mean, I guess they could justify that in being essential media.
Not that I know of. You can just buy the phone outright for an absorbent amount of money because it's not discounted.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But I mean, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, I just don't. I guess as a person, man, like I hate the spin on things. I just want you to give me the truth and give me the story, whether it's good or bad. Like I don't care. Let me decide on what to do with it. And that was definitely, like Mike said, a PR spin. It was some bull crap.
Yeah. Well, you got to worry about that stock price, man.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yep, you're right. Well, guys, let's get ready to wrap this up, man. We're gonna go around the yard. Sorry, E. Wells couldn't make it. His technology was not cooperating with him tonight, so we miss you, brother. Shout out to E. Wells.
Yeah, man.
The homie. But yeah, let's go around the yard real quick. Let's get some where you at, where you gonna be's in your house, but and some shout outs, man. And let's go ahead and close this out. So let's start with you this time, Wolf. What you got, man?
Not much going on this week. We're cooped up here till we find out. But online, you can find me on the Facebook groups, Eric Von Wolfenstein, Instagrams, and your Hangouts. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, man. Keep your head up over there. You got this.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
Stay
what
positive.
About you, Mike?
Me, I can safely say I'm going to be hanging out. I got nothing going on. So I'm definitely going to be hanging out. One of the things that we were talking about earlier was just grateful that I've met some new friends. I mean, I've been on online with friends for the last 2-3 nights until like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Either we streamed on YouTube last night, and before that we were just bullshitting the night before. We were building stuff, messing with toys. So all I'm going to say is anybody that's watching our show right now, reach out anytime you want. Jump on StreamYard, hang out. I'll see if the guys are around. You want to just bullshit? You want to talk about the show? You want to talk about toys? You want to tell me how much of an asshole I am? If I'm bored enough, I'll listen. Okay? So,
you don't even have to give him hate mail. You can just do it straight on video. You're good.
First in line on that one, by the
way. Right there, buddy.
Mad love. Lowry, man, what about you, buddy? What you got going on? Obviously, you're the only one of us still at work. Well, no, Wells is still working. He's still working. His job is considered essential, just like Lowry. So what you got going on, man?
Yeah, man, pretty much just I work from home for right now till otherwise, we're getting some still projects in. But yeah, you can find me in the Facebook groups as Jason Lowry. You can find me on Instagram, same way, Jason Reed Lowry. Find me with you guys every Thursday. Chatting it up, bullshitting, make fun of one another. So how we do it, and that's what we plan on doing it. You can also find us sometimes doing random hangouts with people, some builds, whatever that keeps us sane right now. You know what I mean? With the show,
it's a good time. It's a good time.
Or it drives us slowly insane.
Yeah, no shit. You can find us basically Nerds Has Spoken pretty much at any form of your social media where you can find us.
We're out there. Yep. Podbean for your podcast, Podbean, iTunes, Google Play.
Pretty much anywhere. And we'll post in the description every week. We do it and on the Facebook page. Keep a watch out. We got something special coming for you guys this week. Just keep an eye out on our Facebook page. You'll see.
Is it a video?
Ooh, what could it be?
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's there. It's a coming.
What about you, Eric B? Where can we find you?
Yo, you can find me, Eric B, in your Facebook's groups. I'm all around Facebook these days. Eric and Siobhan Burgess. Yes, that is my profile with the wife. So don't talk too crazy or I'll come find you. You can find me on Instagram.
Dude, that was straight out of Wedding Crashers, bro.
Yeah, it was.
You can find me on Instagram, Mr_Edub82, where I do my toy photography. I snapped some pics with the guys last night while we were all recording on the live hangout. So I got some stuff to clean up, and that stuff should be up this week. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under Kennedy's Village, where the wife and I are still working hard to stamp out sickle cell and reshape sickle cell, man. So we're still working behind the scenes. Looks like most of our fundraisers have been canceled for the year, but we'll see. But that doesn't mean that the information does not get out. So we're still working on trying to bring you guys some information as much as we get. The research still continues and the help still continues. So that's it. And guys, with that, the nerds have spoken. We out of here. Peace.
Catch you guys later. See you next week.